All right, here we go.
What type of intro is that?
What do you mean? What kind of intro do you want? You do the intro then.
What is the name of the show?
What's the name of the show? It's called the Creatives. The Creatives Podcast.
Hey, what up? It's the Creators Podcast here. Hey. All right, do it.
All right, thanks Ray for the intro.
Let's see. I'm your host.
He's not the host. Don't listen to him. I'm the host. I'm Tyler. And there's no one else here actually.
I'm just a ghost.
I'm just a ghost. Now, who are you?
I'm Rayman the ghost.
Rayman the ghost, like Casper.
Almost.
Are you friendly?
I'm like the ghost who like watches people do stuff and then nods as they do it.
So Casper.
No, Casper would like try to hug people.
Casper. Yeah.
And then realize he's a ghost and then be like, I'll go through you, and then that's weird.
That's stupid. He's a stupid friendly ghost. Alright, so what do you want to talk about first?
What do you want to talk about first?
We're not doing this again. I mean, for the first time. All right, so I guess we can talk about music first. Get it out of the way, cause I know you don't want to do that. So
What is this podcast will be about? You see, like,
what's the podcast
let's
about?
lay the ground rules first for any audio listeners.
Lay the ground rules. All right. The ground rules are. Don't talk to me about the ground rules.
That's a terrible ground rule.
All right. Ground rule number 1. There are no rules. Ground rule number 2. No, this podcast we're just gonna talk about whatever. You know.
That sounds good.
Just I mean, you know, we're not like themed or anything like that. Today we're probably gonna talk about music, the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably video games, something like that. You know. Maybe politics. No, not really. We're not doing that.
Let's get actually hard into this right now.
So, what's your stance on
Stance on foreign immigration.
foreign immigration?
Don't answer that. No.
I couldn't think of a funny answer. I just thought of like, no, I'm not gonna say it. All right. So we're not gonna get into that.
That's ridiculous.
No, but yeah, we'll start off with music, I guess. I just showed you a song.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What song was it?
Well, it was Eminem just dropped a new song, "Walk on Water." Spoiler: he can't walk on water. He's not Jesus.
You know, I think I heard that before somewhere. Like I think I heard that like in the song.
In the song, he did say that. That was the whole thing. He was like, I'm not Jesus. Like, you don't have to. You know, I understand people look at me like I am, but I'm not. Cause his hair. It's not. He doesn't have Jesus hair.
Do you need Jesus hair to be Jesus?
Yes. You also need to. You need to have a robe and sandals and a following.
So I'm already halfway there.
You already. Wait, which half? Wait. You don't have the hair.
Halfway there.
Halfway there. You know, like the Big Time Rush song. You know what I mean? You ever watch Big Time Rush?
I watched Big Time Rush. I don't think I remember any of the songs from Big Time Rush.
That's the only song. I think that was the theme song.
Was it?
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know. It's the only song I remember. They probably had a song called Big Time Rush.
I feel like that must have been the theme song.
Yeah, you right? Probably right. The song we have that's our name is the theme song.
I feel like that would make the most sense though.
Oh my god. Okay, no, but I just wanted to mention the song. It's a good song. If you don't like it.
It had Beyonce.
It did have Beyonce.
And if you don't like Beyonce, you are dead.
You are
a villain.
You're a bad person. Your best friend is probably Trump if you don't like Beyonce.
That's political. We can't get that.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, Trump's great. Trump's great.
I love this country.
No, well, I mean, yeah, I just want to mention it. The other thing, actually, kind of transition into it was I also showed you the or I don't know if I showed you. You might have seen it before. The BET cypher thing that he did.
Yeah, I saw that.
He kind of, he mentioned Trump well, that's the whole thing was kind of about Trump,
It is political.
kind of about the state of America and everything. People killed him for that, because he's white,
Hmm.
and no, people really killed him because in the background he had his crew,
Hmm.
and they were all black, so people were like, oh, why is the white guy talking about black struggle when you have 9 black dudes behind you that could have done it? But
Was it really based on black struggle though?
well, what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both the ones who struggled the most under Trump.
I have a bigger argument.
A big, yeah. What is it?
It's actually the Native Americans who struggled the most.
The Native
He
Americans.
struggled the most in this country.
Oh,
Even under Trump, like it's like the Native Americans are the ones still suffering probably the most in the United States.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
They have like 0 rights.
0 rights.
It's like a police state.
Hmm.
If you ever go into like the territories,
Really? I didn't know that.
like the police run everything around there, and it's really harsh.
Oh yeah, 'cause like they were given land or whatever.
Yeah.
Like here's your land.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of whack.
And that's why the casinos are built on there, so they
Right.
can actually get a source of income.
Right. Well, anyway.
Reservations.
Yeah. Yeah. That is reservations. You know what that reminds me of? Them, Native Americans, whatever, being on reservations. It reminds me of Jews being in, what the heck were they called? Concentration camps? That's what it reminds me of. It's just like, here's where we're gonna put you. It's not okay.
I don't think they're the same thing though.
What do you mean? No, they're not the same thing. It's just what I think of. It's like, we're gonna put one kind of person in this place, and we're gonna tell you what to do.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
What do you?
I mean,
All right, well,
your metaphor works.
forget then. All right, we'll just move on.
Your metaphor matched. It worked. It worked.
No, I mean, I guess it didn't. I guess it was stupid.
It did work. It was just like I was confused.
All right.
I'm a confused boy.
Yeah. Do you get it now?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You're lying.
Foiled my plans once again. What?
What? Foil? Like tin foil or like aluminum foil? Is that the same thing?
Wrap.
That doesn't have foil in the name. Doesn't work.
Plastic foil.
Is plastic foil a thing?
No.
I don't think it is either. I don't think that's a thing.
I never heard of. I heard tinfoil used, like tinfoil hats, but like I never see tinfoil. I only see aluminum foil. So maybe it was originally made of tin. I can't answer that question.
Oh yeah, tin is an element.
Yes,
I just realized that. So they're not the same thing then.
No.
No.
I know there's gold foil,
We don't use gold foil.
but I know there is gold foil.
Could you imagine if like it's like your mom was like wrapping your sandwich and it was gold? Told you it was gold foil.
That's what billionaires use to wrap their sandwiches.
Yeah. Like, the foil the foil's worth more than your outfit. You're just like, oh, that's not okay.
But they throw in that foil still. Wait, do you throw out the foil or do you recycle it? True question.
I think you're supposed to recycle it. I'm almost positive. I don't throw away. I don't have foil. I wouldn't know. Like, just pull out a roll of tin foil or aluminum. I don't know, whatever. But no, I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you was, because you don't listen to too much music, I guess.
Do I?
Right?
No, I don't.
Not as much as me, anyway.
No, I don't. I'm not a music listener.
Music listener. Is there any music you're looking forward to?
Just looking forward to?
Just like from anyone that you. I mean, I know the one that I know is Ninja Sex Party. It's supposed to be coming out with an album soon.
Yeah.
You'll probably listen to that.
I listen to a lot of things, but I don't know what albums are ever coming up.
No
so
albums are coming up.
I don't know anything about albums. That's the weird thing. I should really get a track of that.
Yeah.
Like I listen to like a bunch of people, but I don't look at their albums.
Right.
I'll just be like, oh, I remember that song. Let's look that one up.
Ninja Sex Party's album's gonna be good.
Is it?
No, it's gonna be great.
Alright.
Did you listen to the first few albums of theirs?
No.
What do you mean no?
I told you I like find like the individual songs and then I'm good.
How many songs of them have you heard?
At least 6.
At least 6? That's not even an album's worth.
Exactly.
You monster. I'm gonna show you every song after this. I'm gonna make you listen to the whole 2.5 hours of their discography.
Alright.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore. I can't believe you haven't listened to them. I'm so mad right now. Like, it's not. They're so good.
Like, how good?
Dude, really good. For you, you people that don't know, Ninja Sex Party is what do you say? They're like comedy rock, right?
Yeah, comedy's a good fitting word.
I mean,
Describe them.
yeah, they're just
They could be parody, but I mean
parody. Yeah. When I think of parody, though, I think of Weird Al.
Weird Al's the definition of parody.
Yeah, he made parody like a thing. When I think of Ninja Sex Party, I just think of, yeah, they definitely parody other styles, I would say, but like their music's ridiculous. They just sing about the most nonsense stuff.
I think a comedy, like who like I don't know who I'm thinking of, but I don't know I forgot what they're called.
Comedy, like other comedy music groups. The only other real comedy group that I know is Tenacious D, and that's Jack Black is in that.
No, there's like one more.
That's the only one I know. Dude, Pink Guy.
No, there's like at least another one.
You guys should definitely listen to Pink Guy. Please do it. Pink Season. It's on iTunes. It's like 40 tracks. Please listen to every song.
Parents' permission slip though.
You might need a parent's permission slip, even if you're over 18.
It's that much.
Parents need a parent's permission slip.
They need to ask God's permission.
They need to. You don't listen to this album in a church. Or near a church. Or no, don't listen to this album near a school. Okay?
You can choose to do that if you want.
You can choose to do whatever you want, but I encourage you not to listen to this album near a school.
We're not really like the best words of people.
No.
But like, maybe you shouldn't.
It's a great album though. If you don't know how to laugh, don't listen to the album.
I'm about to look up who I'm thinking of.
You gonna look it up? Alright, I'll vent. So he's looking up an album. Oh, so some albums I'm looking forward to because I listen to a little bit more music. Eminem, obviously. By the time this episode comes out, his album won't be out yet, but it should be out in like a week or two, hopefully. Some other albums, dude called Hobson, kind of underground, I guess, dropping an album.
Hobson's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't look it up, but I think it's like the next week. I think he's dropping it.
Really?
It's called No Shame. He has a couple singles out. He's doing a lot better, you know, because like before, he was known for like controversy, and he's always been called kind of corny, which he kind of is, but like his most recent stuff is like, yeah, he's like maturing a little bit.
What was the last song still? The last one I listened to was the one music video where he's in the courtroom.
Oh yeah, the courtroom.
Yeah.
Ill Mind 8.
Yeah.
Ill Mind 8's a great song. Ill Mind 8 I think was where he kind of turned, and like because he left his record label, and I think after that he really like looked at his own music from the outside and was like, I can change this and make it better, pretty much.
Like that was probably my favorite song that I've seen in Fizz.
It's a good song. Like it's a diss track, but like
against a record label.
Dude, that's so baller. Like that's like, I'm gonna diss my entire label. Like.
And then he even makes a statement about like the world in general.
Yeah, the song ends with like, he said he got this idea from, he actually walked into a church while the priest, pastor, I don't know what it's called. He was, the dude was like saying stuff, you know how they do. They, you know, talk all good and like, oh, life's great, you can turn it around. And he actually wrote that down and put it on the end of his song. And it's basically like talking about how you have to reevaluate your friends every like, what is it, like 7 years or something like that. I don't know, you reevaluate people that are close to you. So it was great. The only other one that I know is coming out December 8th. It's called Good vs. Evil 2 by King Crooked. And I have to show, I didn't show you any of that album. The whole first album.
Ever heard any of his stuff?
I don't think you've heard any of his stuff. I'll just show you some of his first album because it was basically all about. It was very political. It was about, you know, blacks in America, and it's talking about how they don't have any rights and how they need to stand up for themselves, which they do, but they still need to somehow make a change, I guess, and how they're not being listened to and stuff like that. It was a great album. Like it was probably my favorite album of that year. Like it was just so good. And the second one's coming out, and yo, I'll have to show you the album art for it. Yo, the album art is him. It's like a not a Renaissance painting, but it looks like that, and like he's sitting at a big table, and next to him on either side, because he's sitting like in the middle, on either side is like, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like history's villains. Like I'm pretty sure like Hitler is next to him, like Stalin is next to him, and stuff like that. And then kneeling on the other side of the table, kind of like down a couple steps. We don't know who it is, but we're pretty sure it's Trump, because I think on his arm, where like, you know, where I guess like a swastika would be for a Nazi, I'm pretty sure it has the number 45 on it. And you kind of see his hair a little bit, and it's kind of blonde. So people are like, oh my God, is that Trump kneeling in front of you? And he just kind of tweeted it. He was like, maybe. Yo, it was so good, boy.
That means yes, though.
Oh, it definitely is. Like he's very outspoken against him, and like that, like everyone knows he's the problem. We're getting back into politics, but everyone knows he's the problem. You know what I mean?
Hey, we can't say everyone. Let's be like, the popular vote was not there.
He won by electoral college, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, popular vote was not there. That's all I can say.
Well, so the other guy, who did he run against? Hillary, right?
Yeah.
So Hillary won the popular vote?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. Well, listen, man. I always go back and say that, like, everyone says, oh, go vote, you'll make a difference. When it comes to the president, your vote doesn't matter. Like, you think it does, your vote doesn't matter.
Okay, let's just say that. One person's vote doesn't matter. Potentially, you need like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to vote.
You need a bunch of people.
You need a lot of people.
I mean, like...
And even that's like a fraction. It's like a 1%.
I mean, you can look up the numbers and show that, like, isn't like less than half of America votes? It's like a really small number.
Yeah.
Like, so whoever is president, whether they're a good president or a bad president, it doesn't even represent all of America.
What needs to happen is that you need to somehow make voting easier for other people to do. Because it's either that, like, you have to, like, go somewhere to vote, and it's out of reach for some people.
Yeah.
Or they don't feel like they should vote on it because they don't care. It's more like you have to find matters that people would vote for.
Yeah. When it comes to like ease of voting, I think a lot of people bring up doing it online, but it's like that's a really bad idea, because like it's online.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you know something's not gonna mess up? You know, you're gonna click, I want to vote for this guy, but it clicks the other guy in accident, or.
Well, what happens is you have an error message and it says, "Are you sure?"
No, I don't mean like you miss. I don't mean like you missed the button. I just mean like the website isn't good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Because like, you know, I thought Obama was pretty good president. He didn't make a crazy amount of changes, but the one thing he did was he did the healthcare
website.
Yeah, and everyone killed him for the website, because like the website, when it first went up, the website wasn't working. It was like broken.
I've heard it's better now. Cannot say that for myself.
I also heard it's better. I think recently I saw him tweet out that like some other new thing with the healthcare is up, so even more people can get it or something like that. Oh, you know what I read the other day? I read that Congress, every member of Congress has Obamacare.
Really?
Every member. And so it's just so hypocritical for them to try to go against it, even though they have, I don't know if they have Obamacare like directly, but whatever they have, it falls under that umbrella.
Really?
And it's just like, that's so hypocritical.
Because I assume they don't actually have actual Obamacare.
Yeah, I would assume that too.
Like, they probably have some premium version of it.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy is if like people of our government get better healthcare than us because of their status?
I mean, I'd assume that.
Like,
I'd go under that assumption.
Like if they break their arm and I break my arm, they get in first. It's like, you're not more important than me. I need to get my arm fixed.
I'd assume that. Yes, that's a possibility. I mean, like, honestly.
I don't know. But yeah, I think I have the album art right here. I'll put it in the thing, in the whatever, so y'all can see it.
Is there gonna be a link dump? We're gonna have a link dump.
Yeah, I'll have a link to all the important stuff in the description of the video. Cause I'm gonna try to put this on YouTube.
We're gonna be YouTube famous.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some fun stuff for the video. Cause we don't have, obviously you guys know, cause you're watching it right now, but we don't have a video for it. I'm not like recording our faces and stuff. So I'll put some fun stuff in it.
You should definitely have the video start off with you can listen to this, so you can just minimize this really.
Oh yeah. Just put in like, hey, you don't have to actually watch the video. Like you can, but you don't have to. You know, you can. Cause
maybe
like
some koalas wrestling each other.
Maybe some dude. You ever see giraffes fight?
Giraffes are pretty good.
Giraffes are metal.
The neck whip is the
dude. That's crazy.
deadliest whip.
No, but yeah, I mean, cause when I listen, I know you do the same thing. Listen to podcasts, like even if they have a video, usually or have that on the background.
Podcasts I'll watch, but like for the most part, I'll just listen because it's like I just want to do other stuff.
Yeah, I'll usually like play a video game or usually I do it when I'm doing homework and stuff. So, but yeah, this is the album art right here. You see like him kneeling, like that's pretty much Trump.
So it's not 45, but it's MAGA. So yeah, definitely 100%. Yo, yeah, your boy Stalin. Is that Jesus in the back?
It might be.
Osama bin Laden, Hitler, Alexander the Great. I want to say that.
Here, hold it real quick.
100 people. I feel like it's Kim Jong. The guy who was in Syria, I forgot his name.
Guy who was in Syria?
Yeah.
Like a new guy that was in Syria? Oh, are you talking about like Saddam Hussein?
Yeah, they feel like it's Saddam Hussein. No, I don't want to be quoted on this, but I'm guessing.
I feel like people forget about Saddam Hussein. I feel like Saddam is overshadowed by Osama, just in terms of people's memory.
Listen, I think probably Saddam's probably worse.
Saddam was the worst.
I think Saddam's worse, personally.
I want to be real. I don't know what Saddam did at all. I just know he was a terrorist of some sort.
He's not really a terrorist. Like he's the one who's actually in control of Syria. I mean, you say Osama's like a terrorist, right?
Yeah.
But like, he did like a lot of like stuff like under. That's what Osama did.
Right.
We don't really know much of his under stuff, except like there probably is child trafficking, a bunch of other stuff. Like
child trafficking isn't terrorism.
No, I'm just saying like. Osama,
right. Yeah.
Child trafficking probably took over villages, killed a bunch of people.
Probably.
Recruit people, like standard terrorist activities that ISIL do. Just to, like get people to their side.
Yeah.
Persecute people, they do that. Like Saddam would not do that. There's a difference. Like he was a leader. Pretty warped though. He would so like he basically I think now I'm not sure if they overthrew him yet.
Saddam? Isn't Saddam dead?
Maybe I'm thinking of another guy. I'm thinking of not thinking Saddam. Saddam's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Saddam's dead.
Saddam's dead.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, he's Iraq. No,
Iraq.
He's Syrian.
Is Iraq and Iran right next to each other? Do they border each other? Is that crazy?
What?
I don't know. They're both 4-letter words. Only one letter's different. Do they both come from the same? I mean, I assume they do. They're in the same part of the world. They're right next to each other. Yeah, they would have to come from the same place.
No, I was thinking of Bashar al-Assad.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
No, that's Hussein Saddam on the.
Oh, okay. The Syrian guy you were thinking of. Okay, I get it.
Thinking of Bashar al-Assad. This man's whack. He needs to be overthrown.
So let's not talk about.
They need a coup d'état.
Yeah, we got way into politics.
What?
I hate talking about. I love and hate talking about politics because like.
I'm talking about foreign politics. I can't talk about my politics.
Foreign. I don't know. Anyway.
Personal politics, like the U.S. politics, I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
I can talk about foreign politics.
I mean, U.S. politics is just the same thing over and over again. That's all it is.
Foreign politics are way more interesting.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're usually more interesting in a bad way, but.
By the way, if you want to go to a really cool website, go to jihad.net.
Jihad.net.
You know how to spell jihad.
Yo, you showed me that website. I was not expecting what it actually was.
It's not about jihad.
No, it's not.
Actually, it is a jihad in a different sense of jihad.
Yeah, like it's not about jihad in the sense that you think it is, or like what you would expect.
Jihad
you
is
know what
a war against some. It's a religious war against something. So,
yeah,
usually used by Muslims to say that it's a war
right.
that they're fighting for. So like, it's not like it's used by like ISIS and Al Qaeda. Like it's a jihad against the Western culture.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like, but it's not a jihad in the normal sense. It's a great, it's a great jihad.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil it. You want them to look it up.
Something has to be looked up. It's the government might look at it, but they'll wonder. They'll click on the website and be like, "Oh, okay." They'll wonder who made this site. It's such a great site.
You confuse so many people. No, but I don't know. You want to transition into to games, the part we'll probably talk about the most.
Do I?
All right, so I don't know. First thing, I mean, I guess we could start off with what have we been playing? I mean, I've been playing the Switch mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really played my PlayStation in probably about a month or so, and especially not going back anytime soon once I have the Switch. Cause
what games are you playing right now?
Right now, you know I'm pretty much playing Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda Breath of the Wild,
You're
man.
that.
That game's crazy. Like, I started playing it and I was like, all right, this game's fun.
Talking about this months after the game's released, you guys should already have spoilers already at you.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who cares about it's probably already played it.
Yeah.
But like, I
just
haven't.
Seen, like post Christmas, I think is like.
Post Christmas.
I think like after Christmas you give it like till February, and I guess it's a good spoiler part where everyone can talk about the game freely.
Right. Well, I can't spoil anything.
Yeah.
I've only played a few hours of it,
yeah.
and it's like 100-hour game.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
Good.
But like, it's really addictive because like, they have like shrines, and like, you know, it's like a dungeon basically, and I just gotta get every one. Like every time I see one, I'm like, all right, I gotta make a beeline there, and I'm gonna get the shrine and then get the reward or whatever. You know what I mean? That's pretty much all I've been playing because that takes up all my video game time.
Such a good game.
Yeah, it is.
Unlike Tyler, I can spoil a lot of stuff, but I will not.
Yeah, because you've beaten it.
I don't want to talk about it, though, because like I know a lot more about what happens.
Right.
Because I've done a good amount of side questing.
Yeah, you started the DLC too, right?
Yeah.
But the DLC isn't. This first DLC wasn't story though. It was just like a boss trial or something. What was it?
You got the master trials or whatever they call it to like enhance the master sword. Almost beat the first trial. It's hard. It's just like
waves of enemies or.
You go. It's like you go into like it's like floors of enemies. So like you go into one floor. There's a challenge.
Okay.
Kill enemies there.
Right.
Second floor, and then the floors all look different.
It's like you ever play that one Paper Mario where they have like the 100 floor challenge thing?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
It's like that. People who I guess play other games would probably think of it more like a Binding of Isaac type of thing.
Oh, okay. You know, I never played that game. People said it was like amazing. They said it was like a mixture of Zelda and Dark Souls. Never played it. I just never got around to it.
So, yeah, Binding of Isaac I think is a great game. I never played it. Watched a lot of people play it. I thought it was very interesting for a time, and I still kind of want to pick it up. Not as much as I used to.
It's on Switch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. Oh man.
It's a good game, but I mean, like, with all the stuff I'm playing right now, I'm like, yo, let's not.
What are you playing right now?
Gosh, I'm playing Stardew Valley originally.
Stardew Valley, okay.
Was playing that. That was good.
I started Stardew Valley, played it for an hour, and then I quit. Because I was like, this game's going to ruin my life.
I got like 10 hours into it.
No, it's too much. For anyone who doesn't know Stardew Valley, it's pretty much just like a farming simulator. Like you run your own farm.
Think of Animal Crossing, but time is actually sped up and it doesn't take an actual one day of
real
lifetime.
I don't like games that do that are real time because it's like, it kind of makes you wait to play the game. You know? Because like, if you've done everything you have to do for the day.
Oh, I went hard at Animal Crossing.
In Animal?
I would wait till like 1 or 2 in the morning to go bug hunting.
That is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous.
I would do it. It was all for the gold. I gotta pay off my debt. That does not escape you. You're always in debt. Tom Nook wants his money back.
That's the whole reason that people want a new Animal Crossing. I'm not playing that game because it will ruin my life.
Like, I waited till 1 or 2 in the morning just to go hunting for bugs because you gotta get that money.
It's not that important.
Gotta get the money.
No.
Like the golden rhino beetles or something like that. Get that money.
No, but the big game that I know you've been playing is Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
That's the game I was waiting for you to say, and then you came up with Stardew, which
which
I haven't seen you play.
I was going chronologically.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean you haven't seen me play Stardew? You have.
No, like recently.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going chronologically. I was leading into it.
Well, what's after Stardew? Is it Odyssey?
Yeah, it was going to be Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm taking a break from that too right now.
No, but how is that? It's still fun?
Odyssey's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so well made.
How far in it are you?
I'm not that far in it. I think.
What do you say, like 10 hours?
Probably. Like, that game's potentially 100 hours plus.
Oh yeah, because of all the moons you have to get.
Yeah.
Are you actually trying to get all of them?
Well, not right now, no. I'm trying to beat the story.
No, I mean like, after everything, you're gonna try to get all of them?
Maybe. Depends how I feel. Cause some of them I heard it really tough, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's I plan on getting that game. Probably around Christmas. I'll probably get that game.
Did not plan on getting that game. I plan on having Stardew Valley to keep me.
Oh yeah, cause like you got the game for your birthday, right?
Yeah, my brother gave it to me for my birthday, and I'm
right.
like, whoa, was not expecting this.
I feel like your thoughts were like, thank you, but why have you ruined me?
That was probably what I said to him.
Yeah, because like you're playing Stardew, which is probably more than a 100-hour game if you want to do everything, and he just gave you another 100-hour game. It's like, god damn it, like what do you expect me to do? And then talk about some games that are coming out. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is gonna be only on the Switch, right?
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is a Switch thing.
That game looks crazy. Like I played the first one. I probably played like 10 hours of the first one and I quit. I didn't really care about it. But this one I saw like we saw like the trailers and stuff, and like it looks crazy.
This one's more anime-esque.
Yeah, it's basically just like a JRPG, you know.
You got your boy Tetsuya Nomura, by the way, doing all the art for this game.
Yes.
Tetsuya Nomura, if you guys don't know, does a lot of the art for Final Fantasy. So he's the one who's known for drawing like the Cloud and a bunch of other people in Final Fantasy really well.
Right.
And he also does Kingdom Hearts art and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
So when I heard he was the one who's actually doing the art for this game, I was like, oh, so that's why everything looks so anime-esque and not like Xenoblade.
Right. That's how it should be. Because again, yeah, really the thing that I didn't like about Xenoblade. I mean, there's two things about the first Xenoblade I didn't like. I don't like the art style. Like it looked nice, but like it didn't really look any different than any other games.
The thing was like, I guess it was like supposed to be like a generic RPG for the Wii.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, like I guess,
but
you know.
It's way more expansive than it seems. Like any JRPG.
It's huge, yeah. And then the second thing I didn't like was the combat was like automatic combat.
Oh yeah, so you're definitely gonna be more into the second one that comes out.
Yeah,
it's a little more intuitive.
I mean I didn't know anything about Xenoblade. Like people love Xenoblade, but when I got it, I didn't know anything about it. And I started playing it, and I got to a monster. I was like, oh yeah, like because like it plays like 25 minutes of story. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. I want to play the game though. And I finally get to a monster, and like he's just swinging the sword automatically, and I put my whatever down, my controller, and he's still swinging, and I was like, yep, this is a game, huh?
Yeah.
This is the game. This is great.
Sad thing is, I guess you probably wanted to at the point in the game when you actually be a little bit more intuitive.
Yeah, I mean, you can I know you unlock like magic or something like that. I know you can have like powers and stuff and like different
magic,
weapons but it's like.
And then like I guess like the two big things I was gonna play are magic and stasis. Like status.
Oh, okay.
Statuses.
Yeah.
Like you can use magic for some characters.
You can like paralyze and stuff like that, or
But like statuses are like you can break people and then topple them, which is like the strategy for a lot of bosses. You kind of want to break and then topple.
Right.
So then they can't move.
I mean, I would have kept it if it was turn based. Cause then at least then I felt like
Oh, you would do stuff.
I'd be doing stuff. I don't know. Like I just didn't feel like I was playing. You know? Cause like people complain about like Uncharted and stuff like that because I think it's too much of a movie. But at least like I'm shooting my gun.
Uncharted, I think, is a great game.
Oh yeah, it's a great game.
It's linear, but great.
Yeah. If you don't know about Uncharted, there's 4 games. Started on PS3, moved to PS4. It's very much a movie. They're about 11-hour games. Pretty short.
They're not supposed to be hard at all.
They're not hard. I mean, you can play on the hardest difficulty, and it'll probably be a little harder to.
It's just gonna be annoying, honestly, for you.
Yeah.
You're just gonna die over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I play games on the easiest difficulty because I'm a bitch, and like I'm not that good at games.
Accepting it right now.
Yeah, I'm just like whatever. Like I just want to have fun playing the game. There are some people that play every game on like veteran, and I'm just like, why'd you do that to yourself?
At least not playing it on like extreme.
They'd be playing Dark Souls on the hardest difficulty. Like, all right, like
gonna be. Let's see. We're gonna start with the worst class, which gives you nothing, get no bonuses, no armor.
Well, I'm gonna start as a pile of dirt. Like, no, that's not fun. But yeah, what was I talking? Uncharted. So yeah, like Uncharted is great because like it is kind of like a movie in the sense that there's a lot of cutscenes, but they're really well done. Like they look nice and like they actually have like a writing team. You know what I mean? Like
the game's also aged well.
Oh yeah, it's aged well. Like they recently, because 4 recently came out like a couple years ago, I would say.
4 looks great.
4 looks great. They recently came out with the Uncharted
game.
Oh yeah, the spin-off thing, which is standalone DLC pretty much.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks
but
really
good.
But
then like Donkey was flazing that up.
Donkey.
He threw his fire on it.
Yeah. As he does.
He's like, it's a great game, but he was comparing animation, obviously, and he's like, games should have great animation, like Uncharted 4. Speaking of Uncharted, let's look at the next Uncharted game. Look how great the animation looks, and there it is. And then he shows a scene where, obviously,
the animation
most of the scene looks great, except this one part, and he's just pointing it out.
Was he the same dude who was complaining over motion blur?
Yeah.
He was?
He complained about motion blur.
Yeah. Why is motion blur in games? Because
it's like, I guess, like, people have motion blur?
But we don't really.
It's like a slight motion blur. It's not like
But
big.
like in games, it's like when they have motion blur and you turn, you can't see anything but your character. Everything's blurred out, and it's like that's not how people see though. Like we can still see about here, like past here, your peripheral vision is blurred.
Yeah.
But in games, you don't have peripheral vision because it's a screen.
But it's a different story. No, Uncharted, it wouldn't matter.
You don't really have that in first-person games either because you can't
see past
right here because it's a screen. You know what I mean?
You can only see what's in front of you.
Unless it's like a curved TV or something. Like I don't know.
VR.
Or you're in VR. Yeah. I don't even think there's motion blur in VR though.
Probably not.
Because
it would be nauseating.
Because you would probably die. You would keel over.
Creators of VR games, please add the idea of motion blur when you're making a game, just to make it more realistic to ruin people's lives.
If you're out there and you make VR games, just add motion blur and then add it again. We just want double motion blur.
Motion blur on top of the motion blur.
Yeah.
Maybe it cancels it out, so we can't see what's actually in front of us, but we only see it from the side.
You have one layer motion blur and one layer of opposite motion blur, so it cancels out and it just looks normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can. You can do that.
Yeah.
You just go up to the top and you hit the mirror button.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works, right? Or invert.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever go on your phone and go to the settings and do the invert option
for colors?
Yeah, where it inverts the colors.
No, I've done that.
It's so weird.
It ruins me. Because all my text is black and I'm like,
and everything's all messed up. At first I thought it would help with like nighttime. It doesn't. It just messes everything up. It's just like, this is weird.
No. I want to say it's real word. Colorblind potentially.
Are people? Is that a type of colorblind? Inverted colors?
I think that's a possibility. But I mean, like, I want to say that for sure. Just me guessing right now.
Right.
Maybe some people prefer inverted. I don't know.
Maybe people do. Yeah. Cause like for nighttime, I know Apple has like their nighttime whatever mode, and like it turns stuff like a little yellowish, which I thought was stupid. I was like, how does this help? But like I did it at night one day, and I was like, this is great. Like it really is easier on your eyes and everything.
Reason for that is blue light kills you.
Blue light, yes. They came out. You know those gamer glasses?
Yeah.
That people wear, those yellow glasses or whatever.
It's literally the same thing for your eyes.
But like, I guess that's not the best version of gamer glasses, because some other company came out with a different one, and like, it cuts off more of whatever rays that hurt you, and it's just better. People are like, hey, like those yellow glasses aren't the best thing. They're just the most popular
Like
thing.
what, Gunners? What are they?
Yeah,
The most popular ones,
I
I'm
think they're
pretty
called like gunner glasses
Like, I
or
guess
something like that.
those are the most popular ones I'm seeing.
Yeah, and a lot of people wear
Gunners.
them.
Yeah.
I always wonder why people wore those, because like I didn't know about that however long ago, and I was like, I don't. Did they give you energy? Like I don't I don't understand.
I think I remember like people actually you can get them prescribed as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can do that
For
with
specifically gaming.
Well, no, but you can get them like prescription lenses on them, so you can.
Oh,
still
prescription
see.
lenses.
So people with glasses could also wear them.
Right. You wear them over your glasses.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, you. It's not a good idea.
No, I've done that before. Put glasses over my glasses. That's whack.
You ever try to put safety glasses over your glasses?
Yes.
That's worse. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. No, I try to opt out of safety glasses. I go opting for safety goggles.
Right. Yeah, because they have those in the lab, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, this box is for people without glasses. These are the bigger goggles for people with glasses, and goes over.
But you see, you can wear goggles anyway. That's all. Who's stopping me from wearing goggles?
You can wear whatever you want. I mean, as long as you're safe.
If they saw me wearing the glasses, though, they'd be like, "Yo, get it off."
Dude.
But if someone who didn't wear glasses put on goggles, they'd be like, "Oh, you're fine."
Dr. Jim. Dr. Jim is he's not he's my chemistry teacher, right? And Dr. Jim is crazy, for you people who don't know him, which is everyone.
Maybe.
It's probably everyone. I'm sure.
We'll say.
I'm sure almost none of the people who are listening went to Clarkson.
100%.
You think I should tell them that? I don't care.
Now we're gonna get stalked.
I mean, yeah, we're not important enough. Dr. Jim is a chemistry teacher, and he like does experiments in the room, and like they're always really cool, but some of them are a little like, maybe you shouldn't do this. Yo, he did an experiment the other day, or a couple weeks ago. It was the other day.
Right.
But he talked about where like there was one year where he messed it up.
Yeah, and it's on YouTube.
Yeah, and we saw it on YouTube. And
it's on YouTube.
They'll like.
You can find it. It'll be in the link description.
Oh yeah, I'll find it, put it in there. But like for any of you who don't want to click the link or whatever, it's basically just like there's some kind of metal and like some other metal, or like two elements or whatever.
Thermite thing.
Yeah, and he like put it in a bucket, and
it melted through.
Yeah, it melted through the bucket because I think he used the wrong type of bucket or something, and like it went all over the floor, and it like, you know, that's dangerous. And the best part is he wasn't wearing his safety glasses.
Yeah.
So now like every time he does like an experiment in class, he has to try to remember to put his safety glasses on, so that because like every time he does an experiment, everyone films because he's like infamous. You know what I mean? So like everyone whips out their phones.
The school knows him.
Yeah, like
he's notorious around the school.
Like, oh yeah, around the school, not everywhere. He's not, you know. But yeah, like he's probably the most popular, or not most popular, like most well-known professor here. Like everyone knows Dr. Jim.
For people who are first years and they come here.
Yeah.
They all know him.
Yeah, because if you know someone who's going and you're coming here, they always say, hey, when you get Dr. Jim, you'll know. And it always turns out to be true.
Dr. Jim's the greatest.
Yeah, he's
eccentric.
He's pretty eccentric. No, but yeah, his stuff is great. I forget the experiment he did the other day. He did he took one of those Erlenmeyer flasks, you know,
The Erlenmeyers.
And he put two different elements in it. I don't remember. I didn't really care to remember. But then he shook it up and he turned the lights off and the whole thing, and it glowed, and I was like, oh my god! It was like
probably glowed blue, right?
Yeah, it glowed blue, and then he put another thing and turned orange, and it was like, oh, then because of this reaction. I didn't really care enough because
it's like a reaction with copper turns blue.
Probably.
That's my assumption.
Or cobalt.
I don't know about cobalt.
I don't know. I'm just naming
I know
things.
copper's definitely blue.
Yeah, copper is. No, cobalt's blue.
No, but
there's cobalt blue.
I know cobalt's blue. I know that's a thing. I don't know if cobalt reacts to make blue though.
I would argue that more people would associate cobalt with blue than copper with blue because people think that copper is orange.
Yeah, but like in a chemical example, like copper makes, like if you have a copper-based
No.
salt.
I'm
right?
agreeing with you. I'm just saying when I said cobalt, you looked at me like, what do you mean?
I mean, like, cause like I'm thinking from a chemistry perspective. Like I don't know what
No,
cobalt
yeah,
does.
you're right. Yeah, and like he always makes sure to have his safety glasses on because everyone records him, puts it online. He probably wouldn't get in trouble unless someone got hurt.
Dangerous.
You know what I mean?
And if someone did get hurt, he'd like try to help them immediately.
Yeah, like he knows. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he's been doing chemistry for probably his whole life.
Pretty sure he tries experiments that don't hurt people though.
Yeah. I mean, most of his stuff.
Except for some of your stuff.
I mean, like, I would say the most dangerous stuff he's ever done. Well, I don't really know chemistry, so I don't know how to gauge dangerousness.
I mean,
But,
like,
like-
dangerousness to the audience more.
No, yeah, but like he does things where there's like a reaction and like stuff explodes with quotation marks, you know, because it's not like a bomb, but
Yeah.
like you know stuff like pops and it's like you know makes a loud noise. You're like oh, but like you know unless he like shoved the flask in your mouth while the reaction was going off, you're probably fine. You know what I mean?
It's a controlled explosion.
Yeah, it's controlled.
I think the most dangerous thing he does is with I think in class in general, that could potentially harm anyone. Probably the one where he takes the liquid nitrogen and freezes stuff with it.
Oh yeah.
And he always likes to take a ball and he throws it
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the room. That's
'Cause-
probably the only thing I can think about.
Because I don't know, did he do that last year for
Yeah,
you?
he does it every year.
Okay, so I haven't seen that yet
Mhm.
in school, but like before I came here, you know, we both visited here or whatever,
Yeah.
and I saw that happen. Yeah, he did like like you said, he put a ball in liquid nitrogen, and he was like, oh look, oh it's cold, and he threw it against the wall, and it shattered, and it was like, oh, you know, because like that's what liquid nitrogen does, you
Yeah.
know. And then he did the thing where he puts like a chip in it,
Crackers.
a cracker.
Saltines.
Yeah, saltines more specifically, and like he eats it, and like you can see like the smoke or whatever that comes off liquid nitrogen. It comes through like your nose and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
your mouth.
Yeah, and like you can actually eat it because it's not harmful. Well, especially in that small of a dose, I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it for years. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
why he's going crazy.
Yeah, a very small but continuous ingestion of liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. It's like what was this? Yeah, you do the same thing with marshmallows over liquid nitrogen, right? People do like they freeze the marshmallows in liquid nitrogen and they
Yeah.
take them out.
Yeah.
It's like the reason like liquid nitrogen is like kept in containers and then like it quickly evaporates.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's like isn't there a word for that when it goes from a solid directly to a gas?
I mean there is.
There is a word for it. I remember learning it in chemistry.
Yeah, but like nitrogen does not do that. But it's more like mercury doing that.
Doesn't it?
Well, no.
Well, liquid nitrogen is
Liquid to gas though, so it's like evaporating.
liquid. Oh, liquid nitrogen. But
Like-
like
like,
blocks of nitrogen have smoke coming off of them.
I think you're talking about dry ice.
Dry ice. Is that not the same thing?
No,
Damn it.
dry ice is like carbon dioxide.
Right. It's carbon dioxide in the solid form.
Yeah.
Yes. I was thinking of two different things. They're both cold.
Yeah, they are both cold.
All right. I got that.
No, you're thinking of like I know.
Yeah.
There's a word for sublimation. I think.
So yeah, sublimation.
Sublimation.
Yeah.
Goes from solid to gas.
Can something go from a gas to a solid?
Yes, there's another word for that one too.
Reverse sublimation.
I mean, you could say that.
A chemist would know what I'm talking about. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he's an idiot, but he knows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sublimation's cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Also, favorite word of the day probably defenestrate.
Defenestrate. Is that gonna be a thing? We're gonna do word of the day?
Probably, I don't know.
No, we're not. And here's the reason. You only have one word. We're gonna do the same word every week. We're gonna be like word of the week.
Defenestrate.
By like the 40th episode, like we're gonna be like, hey, guess what, guys? Word of the week. It's a new one. It's a doozy.
But you never heard of this one before?
Do you guys want to guess?
Oh wait, we can't hear you guessing.
Oh yeah, we can't hear you guessing.
Guess louder.
Guess loud. If you scream loud enough, we can hear you wherever you are on the planet. You just gotta scream loud enough.
Then we'll say yes, we heard you.
Yeah. Oh, you got it right. And we just say a completely different word. Like 5 years from now, we just change the word.
The inside joke would just be broken,
Yeah, it would be broken.
but it'd be great. I guess word would be great. That's defenestrate.
Do you want to say what defenestrate means?
To throw it out of a window.
To throw
It's a verb.
anything. It's just anything.
It's a verb.
So it's to defenestrate,
Yeah, defenestrate.
or defenestrate is to throw.
It's to throw out of a window.
Right.
Specifically a window.
So you don't have to say to defenestrate. You can just say defenestrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna defenestrate you.
Okay. What about I'm going to defenestrate?
You're going to defenestrate?
Okay, never mind. No, that was stupid. It didn't make sense.
There's self-defenestration.
Self-defenestration? Is that a joke or are you serious?
That's a word.
No, it's not. It's not a word. It's like,
Self-defenestrate.
yeah, but like self has a hyphen. Self-defenestrate. It's definitely not self-defenestrate. There's definitely a hyphen.
Pretty sure it's self-defenestrate without the hyphen.
Without the hyphen?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Do you want to bet? Right now, before you look it up, do you want to bet?
Yeah, I guess I'm betting.
You're already looking it up.
Yeah, I'm betting.
No,
I haven't
we're
typed
done.
it all
You're already
yet,
looking
though.
it
I
up.
haven't typed it all in yet.
It doesn't matter. There's definitely a hyphen, dude.
Oh, okay, there is a hyphen.
Wait. Oh, there is? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you want that bet.
Okay. Because I was going to say, when you said there's not one, did you mean that it's self-space defenestrate or self-defenestrate?
It's self-space or self-hyphen defenestrate.
Okay. So
Either or.
It's not self-defenestrate.
No.
Okay.
So defenestrate's to throw something out a window. Self-defenestrating is to throw yourself out a window.
Okay. So for everyone paying attention, following along, that is 1 point for me and 0 points for Ray.
That's where it begins.
And that's where it ends. I win. That is where we're not counting anymore. It's 1-0. That's it. I go out on top.
I take the only L in this entire.
The first and last L was given by me.
In the first episode.
No, but another thing I want to talk about was we're both playing our Switch.
Yeah,
It's great, by the way. Everyone who likes Nintendo and who doesn't like Nintendo should get a Switch.
Potentially, if you want to be the gamer who's in every gaming pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to do that?
I mean, like, I got a Switch because I like Nintendo. Like, I like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that, so I was like, I need to get one. You know?
Only get a Switch if you're into Nintendo, because there's no other reason to.
I mean,
in my opinion.
I mean, Doom came out. Apparently, Doom was really good. Like, I mean, the game was already really good, but like, it runs really well on Switch and it looks good, and multiplayer works.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and people are like, this is crazy.
Like, I would not recommend getting a Switch if you already feel like you don't want to play Nintendo games.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you don't like Mario and Zelda, if they're not your thing, don't get a Switch.
Metroid's coming up. If you're not into that, Mario Kart. Not into that.
I mean, basically the rule that's been there for at least since the Wii, where it's like, if you like Nintendo games, you don't need one.
Yeah.
You know. But no, I wanted to talk about the three big, the three big, the big three are Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft.
Oh, the big three.
And I just want to talk about how they're all doing. Because
well.
because usually, I mean, financially they're all doing well.
Yeah.
But usually you only talk about the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think people are including the Switch now because.
I think because it's successful.
Yeah, unlike the Wii U.
The Wii U sucked. Fight me if you think otherwise. It sucked.
And there's gonna be like one person on the planet who will fight you.
And the Wii, while it sold really well, it was a pretty garbage console.
But it had good games, which made
it had good games. The Wii U had good games too. Trust me.
Name the good games.
I mean, every Wii game.
For the Wii U.
Bitch. Every Wii game was on the Wii U.
Oh, okay.
No, Wii U games? What do you mean? They had
I mean, like, there were some good games, but like, I'm pretty sure it's a limited list though. It's not like.
No, yeah, you're right. But like, the games were the only saving grace of the Wii U, was that there was some good games on it.
Yeah. Like, personally, I thought Nintendo Land was a great game for the Wii U. Displayed it perfectly.
People hated that game.
Really?
I don't know anyone that liked that game.
Really?
Yes.
It was actually a well-designed game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I didn't play it, but I didn't know anyone that ever talked about that game.
Nintendo Land, I thought, it's not a game you should play by yourself. It is definitely designed as a party game.
Right.
And it should be played as such, as a party game.
The only good game on the Wii was Wii Sports. Fight me.
We're gonna fight.
No, we're not. No, I'm just kidding. Wii Sports was dope though.
Wii Sports was probably one of the better games. Again, made for a party game. You could play it solo.
You could, but like, it's not as fun.
No.
No.
Nintendo Land I thought was really great.
Yeah.
Definitely not a solo game. I would have to play that party game. They have single player games. Definitely not fun single player.
Right.
If you ever get Nintendo Land Wii U, all you do is you take the train level. Select the train. The train is basically party mode, where it picks random mini games. You can pick who to challenge, and you get points. That's all it is. It's well designed. You don't have to worry about playing any games with anyone else. Play the games, you earn statues or whatever. So I guess my brother and I, we played every other game, and we got a bunch of statues for Nintendo Land.
That's pretty cool.
And our Nintendo Land was all swagged out.
So it was like an overworld type deal.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I guess it's like a kind of achievement thing.
Yeah.
If you
Oh
play-
yeah.
Not really. Though.
People really want Switch to have achievements
I think it should.
or accomplishments, I guess it would be called.
Accomplishments, I think, is a great word for it.
Because the Wii hadn't had accomplishments. It had one accomplishment.
Which one is?
I don't know what it was for, but they literally had one accomplishment.
Really?
I don't know what game it was for. It was apparently really easy to get.
Hmm.
But I don't really care about that stuff.
I would like it.
I mean, it'd be cool,
It's not necessary, but I'd be like,
but like
it makes the game feel good.
I don't like, because most people who say that are Xbox fans, because achievements is the superior. I mean, there's trophies,
Mhm.
but the only thing that trophies has over achievements is that they have the platinum trophy. So when you get all the trophies in a game, you get a platinum trophy,
Which is great.
which is great because it can see how many game. Because
You can see how much you've actually destroyed
yeah,
completely.
and it also has a ranking system.
Mhm.
So like I think I'm rank 9 or something. Like someone like Greg Miller,
Mhm.
who is internet personality, probably the biggest PlayStation fanboy on the planet. He's like ranked like 50 or something. Like he's ridiculous. Because he has a lot of trophies.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's like, oh, you know, the whole with the way this generation, which I don't know if the Switch counts as this generation, like this generation and a half, I guess. But
I may count it.
oh, I mean, yeah, I think yeah, technically it counts,
It came out late, but yes, it's here.
as it does though.
Mhm.
But like, PlayStation killed it, and they continue to kill it. You know, it hasn't really died down.
PlayStation 4 is a really good system.
It's really good.
Well designed, everything.
I
Can't
mean,
complain.
The Xbox isn't different.
The Xbox One is pretty good.
Xbox One is like
If you've
like-
never had Xbox One, you might pick up the Xbox One X.
Xbox One X.
If you've never had Xbox One, definitely urge you to get Xbox One X.
It's more expensive though, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you've never had Xbox One and you were looking at the library, probably pick up the Xbox One X.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like yeah, if you don't have one, it would be good looking
Same with the
into.
PS4 Pro.
Yeah, like I have a PS4 and the PS4 Pro came out, and I was just like, I don't really need it. You know, I don't have a great TV. I
Live
don't.
for the hardcores, the fanboys.
Yeah, and
pick
for
up
people that
one.
care really, like a lot about graphics, you probably want it because it looks better. You know, it has 4K, and even if you don't have anything compatible with 4K, you get HDR. So, and everything runs better.
Yeah.
They're just smoother. You know.
60 FPS easier.
Yeah, 60 because
Can we even see 60? No.
60's
But who cares?
60's so important. You know. Look at I don't know. I just go back to older games like
24 frames is like what I'm used to.
like
I'm used to Wii use 24 frames.
yeah. I mean, there's so many games out there that don't have what gamers classify as good graphics, but they're so good games.
Let me tell you about
They're
Minecraft.
so good. Minecraft. Listen, we're not gonna talk about Minecraft, okay?
Minecraft is a genius game.
Minecraft is genius.
The community needs to get up there and stop
Yeah, you know,
being the
you
community
know,
it is right now.
Minecraft being such a small title, you know, I really think that it's gonna be successful in the future. You know, I really think that if it just gets its footing, it'll be successful.
Lots of gripes in Minecraft right now. Serious gripes in Minecraft. Like honestly, Minecraft, you were at one point the top dog indie game. Probably still are the top dog indie game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Your community just sucks. The community for Minecraft sucks.
That happens with a lot of games though, where it's like it kind of turns you off of games sometimes.
The community is not as strong as it used to be.
Yeah.
There's a less creativity,
Well,
or maybe there's too much creativity.
Well, it's just because I don't know. Like Minecraft isn't new anymore, for one.
Yeah.
And for two, it's like there hasn't been a lot of you can't really you can add stuff to Minecraft, but you have to keep it Minecraft. Like you can't turn it into a game, if that makes sense. Because then it won't be Minecraft anymore. Like they added battle mode, which is really cool for about a few hours, and then you're like, all right, I've pretty much done everything. Because then after that, it turns into a party thing where you have a bunch of your friends and you play, but you wouldn't play by yourself because you don't really care about it like that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying with Minecraft. Minecraft has done a lot of updates so far. A lot of them, I can say, are successful. They're all well implemented. Can't really complain about them. Probably can complain about hunger system, but I mean, made it more realistic, so who am I to complain about that?
Right.
Just made one more thing to do.
You're talking about updates from 4 years ago. Boy.
I know!
Okay.
Hunger system's old, but I mean,
saying.
yeah, it's a classic. It's a doozy.
No, yeah, I like whenever they add stuff not too long ago, they added like polar bears and stuff, which I thought was dope.
Really?
Yeah, there's polar bears.
That sounds cool.
There's polar bears and cubs. I don't know if there's regular bears, but I know there's polar bears, and they're cubs. And if you hit the cub, the polar bear attack. Yo, the polar bears do not mess around.
Need not?
Yeah,
How do you
they will destroy you in like 2
Do
hits.
they have grizzles?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Grizzles are grizzlies, by the way. Just like
Yeah, I didn't. I'm with you. I didn't know what grizzles was either. I was just playing along. I was like, I think it's grizzly bears because we're talking about bears, but I'm just gonna let him explain it. I know like grizzle is a thing. It's like residue from food or something like that. I didn't think you were talking about that. No, I know what a griddle is.
What is griddle?
No, grizzle.
What's grizzle?
A grizzle is like residue from frying food.
Gruzzle?
No, not gruzzle. What are you talking about? I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is a stupid conversation.
In Minecraft, right? You got like they haven't updated the mining system yet.
No.
They've done combat. They've done exploration.
What would they have to do to update mining?
Make it more intuitive, I guess. Like mining is essential to the game. It's something people do a lot. In the game.
Yeah.
You mine.
Mm.
They've even done redstone updates, which is absurd.
Some would say mining is half of the name.
Yeah.
Of
What
Minecraft.
do you do mine? You craft. Well, you mine and you craft.
Yeah, word.
You haven't added mining yet. Like mining has stayed the same
Well,
for how long in the game?
Well, what would updating that be like?
Probably get new ores. Let's be honest.
New ores? Yeah.
Maybe add new stuff to craft with new ores. Make it more
Right.
intuitive with ores. What about you add stuff that actually like drills maybe?
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Like
That'd be dope.
to mine better. I don't know. Like just like coming out right there. Like make redstone actually usable in the game. Like people make redstone clocks or whatever. They make the redstone shit systems when they make the redstone rails. Make a redstone drill. Be like, hey, this is a.
Yeah. Oh man, I've never thought of that. A drill? That's wild.
Mojang, if you're listening to this, give me the monies.
It's Mojang actually.
Mo. Is it?
Yeah, it's Mojang.
It's not GIF or GIF actually, guys. It's pronounced HIF.
It's pronounced if. The first letter just silent. It's if.
100%. No, like redstone drill. Like, come on. And like, what's with obsidian? It's, wow, I'm used to get to the nether. You have no purpose after that. Like,
I mean, that is the purpose.
That's it. But that's it. That's only it. It's like, where's the rest of it?
I mean, why do we have lapis? They finally gave lapis a meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I guess. Well, I mean, like lapis has a meaning. Obsidian has a meaning. Obsidian isn't
lapis
any.
has two meanings though now.
What's the other one?
Dying.
Yeah, but everything can be dyed. Or like roses. You can dye with roses.
Yeah, but you can't get that nice blue without the lapis.
Uh,
The sickest blue.
I mean, yeah, I guess. They should make obsidian armor. It'd be the hardest armor. Know what I mean?
It should also
Or a
make you
sword.
sink in
Or
water.
a sword. Oh my god.
Like obsidian armor should make you sink in water.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Well, no, that'd be really great. Can you just do like underwater exploration? Because then add the underwater.
That
region?
is one thing you can't do. I know you can get a potion. It's a potion, right? A potion to water breathing.
Yeah.
That's cool. They should have like shoes or full armor, but at least like shoes that are like heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk across the floor. That'd be dope.
Like, these are things they can do. They have a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that's there, and just not up it. What about like, we go from iron to steel, and we go from your old. Let's get some copper and bronze in here.
You can do like ores.
Yeah.
Or like real or alloys. That's the word I was thinking.
Yeah,
Of.
and then you can do veins.
Yeah.
Like they have veins in Minecraft right now.
Do they?
There's like 4 or 5 things in a row.
Nah.
That's a technical vein. Not
Yeah.
really a vein. Like I'm saying, we need veins. Also, what about oil? Another
Yeah.
good thing.
I mean, they have this thing on PC called Sky Factory. I know Ray knows what Sky Factory is,
stuff.
but Sky Factory is a thing where it's like a bunch of mods put together, right?
It's part of Feed the Beast, not the Beast.
Yeah.
Feed the Beast mod pack.
And it's basically like
Family.
like if you describe Minecraft to someone that doesn't know anything about Minecraft, like Sky Factory is what they would think Minecraft is. It's basically like you can create anything and everything. Like there's stuff that after you play Sky Factory, you're like, why can't I do this in Minecraft? Like they have some of the stuff you were talking about, like they have different kinds of armors. That's like, oh yeah, of course this makes sense to make this into an armor. But it was with Sky or they have like machines
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's like why can't you do machine stuff in Minecraft? Like that's just the next step.
Yeah.
You know.
Like just saying, man. Like mods, there are definitely some good mods for Minecraft. And a lot of the mods in Feed the Beast are examples of really, really good mods
Yeah.
that you can definitely see being in Minecraft normally. Some of them, like for example, some of the magic ones,
Yeah.
I can't see being in it right now, per se.
Like them putting it in real Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a little too much, I think.
Yeah,
For
it's a
them
lot.
right now. For them right now.
Yeah.
It's not really like Minecraft. I think is still a shallow game, and I think the mod community is probably the best part of the community.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, Sky Factory is great because like it's also cool because you start out with literally like a block, like when you start
A
the
small
game.
platform, you know?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just one block,
One block.
isn't it? I'm.
It could be one block in the tree. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well yeah because you start with a block or a few blocks or whatever it is, and they're just suspended in space basically, and you're just standing on it, and you have to figure out how to build out from there. You're not given anything. I think I'm pretty sure it's dirt blocks because I think you're given a tree.
You're given like a bunch of dirt blocks.
Oh, you're given a bunch of dirt blocks?
I think at least 9.
Oh yeah, because like to like build out and to plant more trees,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you plant trees, you get wood, you get tools, you get saplings, you build more trees, and that's how you start building life basically.
Yeah.
And like and I think that's like a dope idea.
With the mods, obviously, they make it easier for you
Yeah.
because you can do a bunch of stuff with just the trees, the saplings, and the wood.
Yeah, like with the wood, you can create barrels.
Yeah.
Like not like circular barrels, but
Well,
whatever.
They're as close to Minecraft circular as you can.
yeah, but like, and like there's no top on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put
The saplings.
well, not saplings. You put I think you put grass in it.
Oh yeah, you put the leaves.
You put like leaves in it,
Mm-hmm.
and when you put a certain amount of leaves in it, it'll fill up, and then over like it probably takes like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and that leaf pile in the barrel turns into a dirt block, and then you create more dirt, and
Yeah.
that's how you create more trees, and it's just like a circle until you start branching out and creating more tools, and you know you get like metals, and like you can like sieve stuff. That's how you get your
Mhm.
metals
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
You turn the dirt into sand, and then
Yeah.
things that you can see actually happening in real life. Be like, oh, that could be in Minecraft.
Yeah,
Why don't we turn dirt to sand? I mean, like
and then like once you play it for like
sand to gravel.
50 hours, you're like, wow, I can't believe I used to make dirt by hand.
Mhm. Now
You
we
know?
automate the dirt.
Yeah, we don't even need dirt anymore.
Dirt is not necessary.
We
We make cobblestone all the time.
yeah. We build stuff on pure energy here. We don't use dirt.
It's actually solar powered.
Dude, don't even get into solar power. So yeah, I forget what else. Oh yeah, this all started from, you know, the big three.
Big three.
Yeah, we kind of strayed away from that, but I just want to talk about how it wasn't really a conversation. I just want to mention how, you know, we're this late in the game and Xbox still hasn't caught up. You know, it's just funny to me.
Xbox is doing what they would do, which is
You know,
they put out their titles and that's it.
like for me, like I wouldn't call myself a PlayStation fanboy. Like I don't really care about like for me, I just like PlayStation exclusives more. You know, I don't really care for Halo. You know, it's a fine game,
Yeah.
but I don't really play it. You know, I care more about like Uncharted, Last of Us. You ever play Last of Us? It is one of my favorite games of all time. It's crazy. It's made by the same people who made Uncharted.
Never played Last of Us. He hates me for it.
Yeah, I kind of hate him a little bit.
He
And
hates me a lot.
when Last
I don't
of
even
Us,
know why I'm invited here.
before Last of Us 2 comes out, you gotta play Last of Us.
Right.
You can buy Last of Us for like $5 on the PlayStation Store. Not even a joke.
Probably.
It's been out for so long. Listen, man, if you don't play Last of Us before Last of Us 2 comes out,
I'm a fan of like the PlayStation exclusive games more than the Xbox ones. I can definitely say that.
yeah,
Like the Infamous.
Infamous is great.
Like I'm waiting for Kingdom Hearts right now. Real hard.
Infamous, by the way, is like it's like an open world third person, and the main character is kind of like a superhero, I guess, like what a modern day superhero would be. In the first 2 games, he's like electricity power.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's basically Static Shock. If you don't know, Static Shock is one of the greatest superheroes of all time. You should look him up. He had a show. You should look it up. And
Static Shock's pretty cool.
in the 3rd game,
Swaggin'
I
suit.
I think Infamous Second Son was a launch title for PS4.
He was one.
It was pretty early.
It was definitely like what I consider the first big game for PS4.
It was in the launch window.
Yes.
And that the main character's different, and it's pretty cool.
He has smoke powers.
He starts off with smoke powers,
But he's
and
different.
he's different because he can absorb people's powers. And so throughout the game, I think you get a total of 4 powers. Neon power.
Concrete.
Neon power is best power. You don't really use concrete because that's like more towards the end of the game. I'm pretty sure. Concrete's pretty cool, but neon's the best because it makes you run fast. And like when you shoot neon from your hands, it's like sniping. Oh, dude, headshots for days. It's so good.
Smoke is also fire too, right?
Smoke, yeah, it's like smoke fire type thing. And then the last one is like digital power, which is pretty cool because like you like digitize like a sword, and like you have like angels / demons. It's like fallen angels, I guess would be the word. Like that kind of help you a little bit, and you can turn invisible, so like enemies don't see you. We already mentioned Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 3, so hyped.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Listen, Kingdom Hearts 3 is never coming out.
They show a lot of footage, man.
You know what else they show a lot of footage of? Final Fantasy VII Remake.
They didn't show any footage.
You're
They
right.
showed cutscene.
You're right. But I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 will probably be good when it comes out.
Yeah.
I feel like if people don't like it, it'll be because they've hyped it up so much in their minds. Because they've seen so much of it.
Listen, like,
you know what I mean?
it's supposed to be the big ending to the Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh, is it
As
really?
of right now.
I didn't know that.
It's supposed to be the big ending of this arc of Kingdom Hearts. He says that he wants Kingdom Hearts to continue in a new arc.
The ending to Arc 1. It only took 15 years to tell the story of Arc 1.
He says he wants to keep the games interconnected, but in different ways.
Are they not already?
Well, no, like.
Are you talking about new games?
Well, the other games, yeah.
The other games?
Like, for the newer ones he's going to come out with, he wants to keep as one arc. He's still going to use Disney characters, presumably.
Oh, yeah, of course. Come on. How could he not?
Yeah, because he's partnered with Disney for the entire thing.
Right.
So Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3, you got Bird by Sleep, you got 358/2 Days, you got Recoded, you got a bunch of other games there.
I think that's it.
Dream Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance, that's the one, yeah. Triple D. For 3DS. Yes. That's so clever.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
Okay, first of all, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, also known as Kingdom Hearts 3D, launched for the 3DS.
Come on, bro.
That was a great pun. And the best part is that game is actually, I'd say it's one of the better games in the series.
Yeah, that's what people say.
And it was put on 3DS, and so not many people played it until it came out for 2.8.
Yeah. There's a lot of games on PlayStation, like PlayStation exclusives.
Metal Gear Solid.
That like yeah, Metal Gear Solid's a thing.
Great game.
Metal Gear, by the way, sucks now. Just if you guys didn't know.
Actually great.
Metal Gear?
Oh, Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid?
Just the Metal Gear franchise.
Okay.
Sucks now because Kojima left.
You right?
Like the newest game was awful. It was like a weird like wave mode zombie game. Like what is this?
Gosh, get that with me. Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5, pretty good.
Anything that says a Hideo Kojima game is good.
Yeah, I mean like Death Stranding is a new game that's coming out. Death Stranding, you guys should look up the trailer. I'll put it in the thing.
2 trailers.
I'll put the 2 trailers in the thing. It's very weird. It has a lot of celebrities, which I guess are his friends. Norman Reedus, which is great from The Walking Dead. Del Toro. I still don't know his name, but he's the guy who played Hannibal in that movie.
Yeah.
All that time ago.
Well, no, he didn't play Hannibal in the movie. He played Hannibal in the TV show.
He didn't play it in the movie. I never saw any of that, so I don't know. I just heard people say Hannibal, so I was like, oh, it was probably from the movie.
He's in the TV show for Hannibal.
Oh, okay.
If he played Hannibal in the movie, that'd been metal.
That would have been.
No,
yeah.
they got an old guy to play Hannibal in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't even know his name, but in the scenes I've seen of the movie that he's in, he plays it really well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, he's definitely a great part.
But yeah, there's a lot of games. You want to talk about that? Some games that are coming out soon that we're excited for.
Games I'm hyped for.
Yeah, you got any?
What's the game I'm hyped for? I am hyped for the new Metroid game coming out.
The new Metroid game. That's supposed to be coming out next year, right?
Yeah, next year.
That's like the only thing we know. 2018.
Oh, let's release a picture.
Yeah, a picture.
And it got the most hype out of everything I've seen at the entire E3 conference.
Yeah, literally, like for you guys who haven't seen it, it was literally like what was it, like 10 seconds
It was a
And
10-second reveal.
and for 5 of those seconds, we just saw a 4. And
Yeah.
and people were like, for those 4 seconds, for 5 seconds, people were like, what is it? 4? And some people were like, Metroid Prime 4, and they were like, no way, because
Pikmin 4.
if Pikmin 4 came out, I'd play it.
Pikmin's a great series.
Pikmin's great. Yeah. People were just like, they're like, oh my god, what's gonna be? And then Metroid Prime or whatever showed up, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like people were freaking out, and it's just like, because Metroid had, when was the last Metroid game? For Wii, right?
Yeah,
There's a
Wii.
Wii one. Oh no, was there a Wii one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the last one.
But I think the last good one was on GameCube. That whole era, GameCube era.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I never played it. The only Metroid
I didn't
games.
play the. I didn't play the 3D ones. I played 2D.
Me neither. Apparently, some of the old 3D ones are really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I only played like the old like side scroller ones,
See,
like Prime and or not Prime. It was
I played Fusion.
Fusion was dope. Fusion
and
was
I played,
wild.
some of Super Metroid.
I played Super Metroid. Those games were really good. Like if you guys like those type of games like side scroller, dungeon. I mean, literally,
Okay.
Metroid is half of a genre called Metroidvania.
My favorite genre.
Like it's such a good genre, and like
Let's talk about Bloodstain for a moment.
for Bloodstain. All right, talk about Bloodstain.
Great game coming out.
Yeah.
Your boy came back.
Yeah. You want to explain what that means?
Gosh, forgot his name. Terrible.
I don't know his name. Look it up.
Iga.
Iga?
Your boy Iga's back. Iga's the
Is
one.
it Iga or Ego?
Iga.
It's Ego.
IGA.
Okay.
Okay, so your boy Iga came in. He's the guy who created the entire Castlevania franchise by hand, essentially. And Castlevania is a side-scrolling game. You basically go around an entire castle looking for a bunch of items, fighting a bunch of enemies and bosses. Great theme. And then in the end, you usually kill a vampire, because Castlevania, usually the boss is Dracula in the end. And normally you play someone from the Belmont family. That's great. And then there's usually a whip sword or whatever. And he was... I think last year he was upset because he wanted to make a game. Well, he's been getting increasingly upset because no one wants to hire him to make games anymore.
Right.
And so he decided, hey, let's make a game through Kickstarter, because apparently all the cool kids are using Kickstarter these days. So let me try using Kickstarter. And he, I think, aimed for a really low budget of $100,000, something like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, he aimed real low, and he has like over $1 million right now on Kickstarter.
Yeah. So yeah, like I wasn't paying attention to most of that. I'm sorry, but did you talk about how like they like kicked him out, right, of the company or something?
No, they didn't kick him out of the company. No one wants to hire him to make games because they say they think the Metroidvania
Right.
franchise is dead.
Well, you know why?
Yeah.
Because people weren't buying the past few Metroid games.
And the past Castlevania games too.
Yeah, but the reason for that is because they started like taking control a little bit,
Yeah.
and they started like being like, "Hey, you should make the game kind of like this," and he was like, "Well, that's not really like
It's a genre.
it's not really my vision, like because like even if they try to change 10% of the game, it's like like gamers, especially Metroidvania fans, are gonna see that 10% and be like, I don't like that.
Mhm.
Like why would you do that to like a style of game that I love? But yeah, this new one, did you come up with any like videos or anything of
Yeah.
gameplay?
Gameplay came out through E3.
It looks good. It looks like Metroidvania. So
It looks really good.
I mean,
Uh,
does it have a release date or no?
No, not released it yet.
No.
No, it's great. The fact that he kickstarted all of it was amazing, and he got way past his budget that he wanted. He definitely knows that people want a Metroidvania game.
Yeah.
Metroidvania's not dead, by the way, because we saw Hollow Knight come out way earlier this year,
Hollow Knight. Yeah.
and it crashed Metroidvania games.
I still haven't played that yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on Switch.
Yeah, same. Owlboy, another Metroidvania-esque
Same.
game.
That's coming out on Switch real soon as
Yeah.
well. I think this year. I think next month it's coming
Yeah.
out. Pretty sure.
Owlboy is also in that type of genre style-ish. More like a side-scrolling exploration game, but
The one that I know, which isn't just Metroidvania, it takes aspects from like Mega Man and from like DuckTales, but it's Shovel Knight. Right.
Shovel Knight's
Shovel Knight's great. It's for
bunch of systems.
It's
I
for-
think it's everything right now.
at first it was on
PC.
PC was first, and then Wii U and 3DS came out, right?
Yeah.
And then it came out for PS4, Xbox One, and then it came out for Switch. It's great. Like buy it on any platform.
Shovel Knight's a good game. Free DLC if you buy the Treasure Trove collection. Did not used to be that way.
Free DLC.
Did not used to be that way though.
The company that makes this is Yacht Club. They are one of the best ever because like all their stuff is always it's usually always free, right? And like when we talk about DLC for Shovel Knight, it's not like, oh, here's some new skins. Oh, here's like a cool new game mode that almost no one will play. No, it's like, here's a whole nother game.
That's what they do.
Because the whole thing of Shovel Knight is like, you are a shovel knight. Like, you're a knight and your weapon's a shovel. And like, it's basically like a Mario or Mario mixed with Mega Man type thing, where you have like your map, and you go to each level on the world.
Definitely based on Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, definitely, like with the map and everything.
Yeah.
And then you go through the level and you beat it, and at the end of every level is a knight, right? A knight.
Yeah, you fight a knight every time.
And they each have
really
their own
cool
thing,
knights,
which is where I get like Mega Man from.
Yeah.
And but the DLC is, the first DLC was like, hey, instead of playing a Shovel Knight, why don't you play as, what was the first one?
Plague Knight.
Plague Knight. It was like, why don't you play the game as Plague Knight? And they have their whole story. They explain it of how you play. I'm pretty sure when the Plague Knight campaign is, it goes into the same time as the Shovel Knight campaign, right?
Yeah.
Because like there's a few times where you see Shovel Knight walk by.
Yeah.
And then for the next DLC, it was like,
so good.
yeah, Plague Knight's great. Plague Knight's a hard character to play, but it's fun.
And then the third campaign that they came out with was Spectre Knight.
Spectre Knight's cool because they definitely got it from like the Grim Reaper or something, with like his cloak or his robe or whatever, and his scythe.
He's supposed to be dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's already dead.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Oh my, one more.
I don't know much about the lore of Shovel Knight.
Well, Spectre Knight's already dead, and then the Enchantress brought him back to fight for her.
Yo, the Enchantress, I remember you saying that the Enchantress wasn't that hard for you when you played Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so mad playing, because the Enchantress is the final boss. She has, I don't want to spoil the game, I guess.
I mean, the game's been out for a while, so
I'll spoil the game. I don't care. It's not really a spoiler, but it's what you'd expect. The Enchantress has two forms. You beat her, and then she's like, oh, it's like, nah, I'm coming back. But second form was not hard. It was so easy. It was like, oh yeah, just hide behind Shield. Is it Shield Girl or something? It's just Shield Knight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can flip them afterwards, right? You can flip the genders.
Well, yeah, they did a gender swap, but
yeah,
no, all of them are knights
after.
though. All of them are knights.
All of them are knights, which okay. So it's not girl, but
you have gender swap mode.
Yeah, gender swap mode is great. But yeah, there's just, oh, you hide behind Shield Knight when Enchantress is throwing her beam, doesn't hit you, and then you just jump off. You have Shield Knight like hoist you up, and then you can hit Enchantress. Keep doing that. But the first form, I couldn't do it, Ray.
Really?
Because when she shot, you're basically walking on clouds, and she's flying, and when she shoots stuff, it destroys the clouds, and like, it just never worked. Like, I would always fall, or like there'd be like no clouds left, and then she would shoot, and I'd be like, well, there's nowhere for me to go. I guess I'm dying. Ray, that was the one. No, that was the one of two times I threw my 3DS. I was so mad. I bent the 3DS a little bit, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this game. I'm not beating it. And I didn't beat it until later that night.
My strategy for that was, I was getting upset when I was first playing that stage, the first half, right? So what I did was I said, I gotta go all in early. I was like, I gotta be as aggressive as possible.
I couldn't do it, right?
If I wasn't aggressive, I was gonna lose. That's what I thought when I played that stage. I was like, I thought the tower climbing was way more difficult than the rest of it.
What is that?
You're climbing a tower to get to her.
Oh, okay. I mean, they also have a thing, I think it's right before that.
You have the boss battle.
You have the boss rush, right?
Really great. I love the boss rush.
Yeah, and like, I didn't think I was gonna beat that. I was like, I had to face every boss. Are you kidding me? Like, they're like, some bosses are easy, I would say.
Tinker Knight specifically.
But
really good example of that one.
But there was a few bosses that were harder for me.
Spectre Knight's also a really easy one.
Spectre Knight, when I first played it, was hard. But then when I went back to it, I was like,
because you have all the items now, and you're like, oh, well.
Well, also like, I didn't really figure out his pattern in the first one because I'm an idiot. But when I went back to it, but when I went back to it, it was like, oh yeah, he's gonna go there and he's gonna go there, and then he'll try to swipe me, but I can just move over a little bit.
It's just you getting better at the game, honestly.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight's a well-designed game, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's great. You guys should definitely, if you guys haven't played it, it's not even a full game. It's not a full. It's not. You don't pay $60 for it.
I think it's like 30 now.
It's 30.
It didn't used to be that price. It used to be like 15.
Because they've added more stuff.
What happened was, like, it was originally 15, and then you get all the DLC for free. But now I think it's $15 for each campaign. But you buy $30, and then you get the Treasure Trove Edition.
Yeah.
And it comes with all the DLC included.
Yeah, because I recently bought it again on Switch because I had it before on 3DS. And I bought the Treasure Trove, which it's still not even 60, right?
Yeah, it's still not 60.
And,
Treasure Trove is
and
the
it's
best.
it's 3 games pretty much. And
It's coming out with the King Knight campaign.
The King Knight campaign, which will be the 4th one, comes for free.
Night.
Right, it's free when you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you were telling me that the King's Knight campaign also comes with like a card game or something.
Yeah.
Like in-game card game.
Yeah, it comes with an in-game card game. It's weird.
Yeah, so I don't know how that'll be. I don't know how that'll play in the story of it.
They showed the images of it, and I'm like, oh well, okay.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I'll put that there too, so y'all can see it. But yeah, like I don't know how that's gonna work with the story, or is that just like a side thing you can play?
I feel like it's gonna be like something like Gwent, where you can optionally do it.
Right. And like it gives you some rewards, but like you don't have to be good at it to beat the game.
But knowing the creators of Yacht Club, they'll put some really good item hiding right behind the game and be like, why don't you try to get this?
You beat it and they hand you a nuke. Just like, oh, here you go, beat the whole game. No, yeah, it'll be great.
All the campaigns are ridiculously well made.
Yeah.
So good.
And like, it's not just like a reskin. It's not just like, oh, you're this guy now, so now it's all like they actually tune everything to the character.
Mm-hmm. It's like the entire campaign essentially is based on what the character's boss fight was like.
Yeah.
Like, well, I use Plague Knight because I played more in Plague Knight than I have of
same.
Knight campaign.
Yeah.
So like when you're fighting Plague Knight, Shovel Knight, he has a bunch of vats up and he throws bombs into them and they explode, and he throws a bunch of bombs. Some of them curve upward and go down. Sometimes he goes away. Sometimes he goes invisible, and then he comes out of the shadows all suddenly, and he sometimes makes a clone of himself, and it's like, oh wow. And a lot of explosions everywhere, and it was chaotic, and he jumps real high and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's his thing. His thing is I throw bombs. Like like very like cartoon Looney Tune black bomb with a white fuse.
He's like an alchemist. He just makes a bunch of alchemical potions and
he also has like his character design is he has like a robe with one of those like plague doctor masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he carries a cane and he's all like hitting you with it and everything.
Does he have a cane?
Yeah,
I never noticed that.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't played Plague Knight in a while.
He's my favorite knight.
He's probably my favorite so far too. I mean, I like Spectre Knight because I've always been a little bit fascinated in like the idea and the lore behind Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like just like a dope character in just like existence. Grim Reaper is a cool idea, and anyway, that's something else.
Plague Knight campaign though is way harder than the other two campaigns. Shovel Knight is like your campaign.
Definitely. Like Shovel Knight is like it's like normal. It's normal difficulty. It's just like, oh, like this is the game and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, Plague Knight is like, okay, you played Shovel Knight, now we're gonna make it a little bit harder, but it's actually a lot harder because Plague Knight doesn't have a melee attack.
No, he just
it's all you just throw stuff,
which is both good and bad. It makes some things really easy and some things really difficult.
Something almost impossible. Oh god, I got mad at that.
So creative.
Yeah, it's great.
And the level design is another thing to talk about, but Plague Knight is probably the most mobile character in the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He can go around the screen much.
He can double jump.
And then
and there's a specific kind of like
burst.
Jump thing where when you unlock it, you can equip it and there's the burst, but there's also
the float.
You can float, which is it's so great.
The float is the best addition to the burst. You can like with that first level, you just burst normally, so then you just fly off the stage.
Yes.
And you fall to your death.
Yeah.
After that, you can unlock the float addition to it. So at the end of the burst, you float slowly before you fall back down.
Yeah.
So it makes platforming way easier.
Yeah, because in the game you can you can unlock like different skins and stuff, which is cool, and some of them do different stuff. Because I'm gonna talk about Shovel Knight 'cause that's the one I know the most. You can unlock skins. Well, it's like different armor, I guess technically, and one of them makes you really heavy, so like you walk a little slower, but when you get hit, because when you get hit in any kind of game like that, you like take recoil, and you fall back a little bit, and especially in Shovel Knight, the way the levels are designed, if you get hit, you can actually fall to your death, and that sucks. But with this armor, you might not fall as far back.
You're not gonna fall.
You're
at
good.
all.
You won't fall off. There's other ones. I don't know what any other armors do. Honestly, I don't
I think
remember.
there's like a magic armor for Shovel Knight where like it doubles your magic.
Oh yeah, doubles your magic.
Doubles your magic
that's,
points.
That's helpful. Like,
but it also halves your health. Or
yeah,
you take it doesn't half your health. I think you take double damage.
You take double damage, yeah.
So.
And then the most expensive armor in the game does nothing.
That's my favorite part about Shovel Knight though. For all the campaigns, the most expensive armor set does literally nothing except make you look cool.
Yeah, because I don't remember in any other games, any of the other knights, but in Shovel Knight it's gold. So it's like, look at me, I'm gold.
For Shovel Knight it's gold. For Plague Knight it's also gold.
Is it gold robe or something?
It's gold robe.
Gold robe, that's dope.
For Spectre Knight, I'm pretty sure it's white.
That makes sense. That's cool.
But I think it also has some gold in it. But it's mainly white.
For Spectre Knight, you can unlock like trails too, right? Like when you move, there's like a trail. You know what I mean? That's wild.
And like you can also like Spectre Knight, you can also get like one of them that turns like spikes on the ground because we all know in like classic side scrollers when you have spikes, like you instant die because they're so harsh.
Yeah, spikes are instant death and everything.
So like, but like with Spectre Knight, there's a cape and cloak. It's cloak for him. You get a cloak.
Yeah.
And it makes you grind on them like rails.
Yeah, so you literally grind, surf, skate on your scythe.
Yeah, over the spikes.
Yeah, which is really cool. It's a really cool idea. Like whoever came up with that idea is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause it's like, oh yeah, of course you would do that. Like, why not?
Level design's a great part of that game.
Oh yeah, like that's another thing. Like we're saying that like every character, the level designs are designed to that character.
Yeah.
So like
it's not like it's like you're in the same area as you were before, like with Shovel Knight and Plague Knight and Spectre Knight. You're like, oh, this is the same area I remember.
Yeah.
But they changed it up for that character.
Yeah, they changed it up a little bit.
And new areas, maybe took out some places where you could go previously and rearranged them.
So it's like for Plague Knight, for example, they might make the jumps a little bit harder and a little bit farther away, and then there might be more stuff inside of the gaps to, more enemies or something because you can jump harder, jump higher and farther. You know what I mean?
But for Spectre Knight, let's say they still have the gaps, but instead they replace them with like skulls or something that float, so then you can slash through them.
Yes.
So Spectre Knight has his gimmick is that he can slash through certain things.
Yeah, and you literally slash diagonal.
And then you can chain them.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So you can do some really cool gimmicky stuff with it.
Yeah.
So like this is why people consider Spectre Knight the easiest to play, is because when you're fighting bosses, you can just slash repeatedly on a boss and do a lot of damage, which is absurd.
Yeah. Well, that's they don't change any of the things the bosses do though, right?
No.
Bosses are still the same.
I think they do a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, not too much though.
I don't remember.
Like I think in Spectre Knight they changed a lot more. Okay, but this is my last thing to say about Shovel Knight. I have so much to say about this game. It's such a great game.
Shovel Knight's a great game.
It's probably one of the best games I ever played, and that says a lot about like one of the newer games.
Yeah.
One of the best newer games I ever played.
I don't know if I personally can give it that, but I totally understand.
In design-wise, this game is.
Oh yeah.
Hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. You can tell the hours they spent on this game making it meticulously perfect.
Yeah.
This is not something that was just came up with on a whimsy.
And there's so many like nods to other games.
They respect so much.
Yeah. They say, hey, we're doing this out of respect for, the older games like Mario and Metroid,
DuckTales.
Metroidvania, DuckTales.
They did all that.
Mega Man.
It was like they wanted to honor those games. It'd be like retro games are a thing still.
Yeah, and that's what I love about them because it's like, like I guess like the retro look is like a thing now where everyone just makes we're gonna make an 8-bit, 16-bit game because it looks cool. But like Shovel Knight did it because.
I think the best part of Shovel Knight is that it's not even like actually like 16-bit or anything.
What do you mean?
It's like I think it's like 64 or like 128-bit.
Oh no, but like.
But they make it look like that.
Yeah, it has the look of it.
Because they're like, they didn't want it, I think, that way because I think it's like 128 actually. They wanted it to be 64, but they couldn't get the colors they wanted.
Right.
So they made it 128.
That is the thing about
colors.
That is the thing about older games, probably.
To get the colors they wanted, but they made it look so good that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and the reason that Shovel Knight is better than every other new game that tries to do that is because they don't just steal the pixel art look. Like they actually have all the mechanics of it as well, and like the enemies, it's
every time you fail a jump, it's your fault.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it's one of those games where like I messed up, every time. You're like, I should have done
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like I'm an idiot. Like I can't believe I did that again for the 4th time. Like just why can't I just make this jump? You know.
That stage is the Propeller Knight stage in design, I think, for Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's Propeller Knight stage. Propeller Knight's one of the bosses.
Yeah.
His stage is literally a machine that you go vertically up the entire way before you go up to the right. So when you're going vertically up, it's planned in such a way that if you fall from one of the platforms up on one of the higher parts of the stage, then go to the area before, and then you can land safely before you go back up.
Yeah.
Every part of that's made like that.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to fall all the way to the bottom and then re-go back up.
Yeah. That sucks.
You would fall down only one level and go back up easily, instead of having to go all the way back down and be like, oh, I guess I gotta do this again.
Right.
Well designed. With that, I don't know.
Yeah, like every game just makes sense. It's just like, yeah, of course, yeah. You know.
Then there's like the wind mechanic in that stage.
All right, we should stop talking about Shovel Knight.
It's too good of a game.
Because there's probably some people listening that are like, I don't give a fuck about Shovel Knight. But you should. You should.
You should, if you're into that stuff.
Unless,
Even if you're not into that stuff, definitely would recommend.
unless you're listening to this and you don't care about video games at all, I apologize.
Man, we just turned this into a video game podcast in a second.
Listen, I've already explained this by now. I probably put something in the front in post, but this podcast will be about a bunch of different things. It's gonna be like a rotating cast of subjects. So like this this podcast we've turned into 90% video games, but not every episode will be like that. Some episodes will talk a lot about some other thing. Like we talked a little bit about music in the beginning.
Yeah, what's the title for this one?
The title? I don't know. I haven't decided.
Shovel Knight based.
It should be Shovel Knight based.
Only because that's like most of the episode. No, maybe it should be Word of the Day.
or it should be just defenestration with no explanation.
Just let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Like just pick a moment and just be like, yes, this is it.
I should have to pick some like dumb title name for this.
Like.
No, but yeah. So like, you know, we talked a little about music in the beginning. Like other episodes, it might be a lot of music, or you know.
Most likely not with me around though.
Most likely not with Ray, because he sucks.
Yeah.
And he's
so
stupid.
I have to talk about people I know. Oh, back onto what I was saying about music. This is way back earlier.
I thought you were gonna say Shovel Knight. I was like, God damn it, we just agreed.
No, like I remember, like I was thinking like comedy group. I remembered who it was.
Oh, was it?
The Lonely Island.
Oh, Lonely Island.
The other
yes.
big comedy group in music.
If you guys haven't heard Lonely Island, please do.
They're BFFs with Justin Timberlake.
They like Justin Timberlake. They've done videos, songs with him.
They've done stuff with him on SNL.
Yes. Lonely Island is just another one of those where it's like, they have a style of comedy, and if you're not into it, you're not going to like it. But I'm totally into it. You know, you are.
I'm into it.
It's like they have this one song called Threw It on the Ground. It is the dumbest thing I've ever watched. It's I don't want to spoil it because you haven't heard it, but like, please just go listen to some of their stuff. Like, it's just.
They had one where it was Justin Timberlake, and I forgot the other guy's name. It was the SNL song.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, who's the main guy for the Lonely Island?
Oh, Adam Sandberg.
Yeah, it was Adam Sandberg and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
SNL. It was when they met each other's moms.
Oh yeah. They didn't meet each other's moms. They had sex with each other's moms.
Yes, they went that level.
It was, oh my god.
Then there was the other SNL skit they did where they had a three-way.
Oh yeah.
It's not gay if you're in a three-way.
Yeah. It's not gay if you're it's not gay if there's a girl in the middle. It said, well, Justin, Mr. Timberlake, I would beg to differ. No, but yeah, it's
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat classic with T-Pain.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
I just had sex.
I just had sex. Dick in a box. That's a classic one.
Yeah.
I can think of. They had a YOLO song, and I'm pretty sure YOLO, it had Adam Levine and Kendrick Lamar. Almost positive. Dude, they had, I'm pretty sure the song's called The Creep. You ever listen to that song?
No, I have
Has
not.
Nicki Minaj in it? Yo, it is so, I'll show you after.
Alright.
I'll try to put some of these songs, in there for you, so easy link, you
Maybe
know what I
just
mean?
link to the Vivos. I don't know.
I can link to the Vivo as well, yeah. Or just do that instead. I don't know, whatever.
Whatever you feel like doing. Let's see you doing this.
I might not put anything in the description. I mean,
You may have to find it yourself.
I mean, you guys already know, but so yeah, the last thing I want to talk about video games is I already talked about Last of Us 2.
Oh, you're talking about the exclusive, right?
I was. I just I'll link The Last of Us 2.
Trailer?
Both trailers. They're both really
Yeah.
good in the description. But the newest one came out, and it's violent, I guess. Violence in video games has always been a thing ever since the beginning, I would say. Um,
Started with you, Pong.
started with Pong. When you hitting that ball so hard for it. No.
Pac-Man?
Eating ghosts. Yeah. Well.
Mario?
Yeah.
Zelda?
But and people are getting mad, I guess, because they're like, oh, this game's too violent, you know, because in the trailer, I mean, you guys can watch it and then come back real quick, but
If they think that's violent, they haven't seen Manhunt.
they like, I mean, there's like I said, there's definitely way more violent games. Doom, you want to talk about Doom for a
You
second?
want to talk about Manhunt?
In Doom, I don't want to talk about Manhunt.
Yo, my cousin had Manhunt. I watched him play it. Yeah, that game is gruesome.
No, but like in Last of Us 2, you know, there's this girl who gets, I'm pretty sure they use like a bat and they like hit her. I think it's a girl, and they hit the girl repeatedly in the arm with the bat to like break her arm.
Yeah, it's
And,
actually, I
like-
think it's a hammer. Actually,
Oh, hammer! It is a hammer.
it's a hammer, and it
And,
gets
like,
bloody at the
and
end
they
of
show everything. You know,
it. Girls being hanged on the news.
they attempt to hang the same woman. You know, people getting shot in the head with arrows.
It's not even like the blunt side hammer. It's like the sharp side of the hammer.
Yeah, it's just like, and people are like, oh, video games are too violent. Like, I can't believe they would show this. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's just like, I don't know. Video games have always been violent. There's way more violent video games out there, and like,
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat birthed that.
Mortal Kombat's like, I guess it's violent now as a comedy.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
It started out being violent for violence sake.
well, yeah, well, they wanted to distinguish themselves from Street Fighter, I think it was.
I think so too.
They want to distinguish themselves.
Yeah.
They were like, we want to make a fighting game, but we're different, so we'll add fatalities. 'Cause that's a
You
thing.
can actually kill people in our game. They're
Yeah.
just gonna get knocked out.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
You were talking about the violence in the trailer and how it's too much.
Yeah, and it's just like,
By some people's opinions,
The-
not mine. But I mean,
The Last of Us. Please play Last of Us if you haven't.
or get
the
a parent's
original
permission
one.
slip.
Or don't, you know, whatever. Is Last of Us rated M? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it should be.
But
This one's definitely.
they're made by the same people. I think I already said this. They're made by the same people who made Uncharted.
Naughty
And
Dog.
so Naughty Dog, yes. The writing in the game is so good. It's like The Last of Us was violent. There was a couple scenes in there that was like that I was like, oh, you know, but like it fits into the story, the narrative, like it's there not just to be violent, like Mortal Kombat, for example,
Mhm.
where it's like we just have blood everywhere because we want to. Like no, like it's written well. It all makes sense. So it's like for people to look at this and say, oh, I can't believe they showed a woman getting her arm broken by a hammer. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's violent. Maybe don't let your your 4-year-old play the game, but it's like it's like intense. Like it's like, oh man, like it makes you care about the character that you don't even know. Like it's super early in the trailer that they show that. We don't even know the girl's name. We still don't know no, I think we do now. Neil Druckmann, who
He tweets something about it.
yeah, he I don't know exactly know Neil Druckmann's position. I think he owns Naughty Dog,
Mhm.
or at least he writes and like produces these games. But yeah, he tweeted out a bunch of people's names, a few people in the trailer. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. It's just like it was weird to me that people were getting angry about this game in particular. Like there's like you know Call of Duty exists, right?
Yeah.
You know how many people you kill every hour in Call of Duty?
Loads.
Like they're war games. It's a war game. There's literally nothing more violent than war. Please name me something more violent than war. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I wanted to say something right there, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to say it into the mic because I'm
Right.
like.
You can tell me after.
It would be a joke that we'd find funny. I'm not sure if anyone would find it funny.
Yeah, there's some jokes we should probably ease people into before we do it on the first episode and they hate us.
Or maybe we do it on the first episode and then see if the audience responds.
We like weed out the people.
This episode's a weed episode. No.
We weed out from minute 0 to it's like, oh, I didn't.
Right now, this determines if you're gonna be a fan of us or not.
Yeah, I'm sure some of us have already turned off because we talked about
Politics,
politics.
like, Matt, really?
We talked about Trump a little bit. I'm sure there's some people who turned off. Listen,
It's not meant to be political.
I don't want to talk about Trump. All I'm saying is he's an idiot, and if you follow him, that's fine. I still love you. Not really, but
Listen,
you know.
I love you, just not your ideals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It is what it is.
Like, I tried to keep politics away from my personal life.
Yeah.
But alas, that barrier is diminishing, so.
Yeah. I think everything will work out in the end. Like, I really do believe that, you know? I mean, I don't think there's going to be a nuclear war. Because I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
If there's a nuclear war with North Korea, presumably, as soon as one of us sends a nuke, the other one will send a nuke. And then we all die. No one wins. Literally no one wins. So what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason. That's
will die.
the whole reason the Cold War didn't happen.
No one wants to throw a nuke first.
Us and Russia had so many nuclear weapons. So much. We didn't throw one. Why? Because we'd all die.
We know the dangers.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I think that was it for video games. I think the last thing, unless we, say whatever else, I wanted to give an anime update for everyone. So for everyone that doesn't know about anime, you should turn it off now, because
that's probably what we're gonna talk about till the end.
Well, not only that, it's just that if you don't know about anime, then you don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, anime.
It's a thing you have to be into.
Anime is definitely one of those things that if you don't know about it, it's very weird, and it's very like, you just won't get it, you know. Like,
if you do want to get into it, though, by all means, go look up the internet guide on that. You internet savvy people.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Recommend starting with Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Like, everyone will most likely recommend.
Yeah, if I did recommend.
If you're trying to get into it.
Let me tell you what anime is real quick. You know those like cartoons you'd watch as a kid? You know, like SpongeBob, stuff like that.
That's modern stuff right there.
You know,
Tom and Jerry.
What do you mean? SpongeBob came out like the year after I was born.
Modern stuff right there.
Listen, man, we don't need to get into this, okay?
Tom and Jerry.
No, yeah, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. You want to go to old stuff?
The classics.
Dude, Tom and Jerry is one of the greatest shows ever made.
It's great.
It's
man.
not one of the greatest cartoons. It's one of the greatest shows.
Looney Tunes is definitely one of the greatest cartoons.
Same.
Shows. It's actually greatest shows. I'll
Popeye. You ever watch Popeye?
Popeye's a great.
Have
show.
you actually watched Popeye though?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Okay. No. How many times does Bruno have to do the same thing and he always gets beat?
Listen, man, you can't deny the power of the spinach.
What about the time where Bruno actually started eating the spinach?
I remember that. I remember the one time that like Bruno replaced his Popeye spinach with something else, and he ate it, and like he got weaker. Yeah. It was just like, oh no, we got him. It was so stupid. No, but you know, like cartoons and stuff. So anime is basically, you know, cartoons that weren't made in America. They're made in.
Definitions being changed. People change it presumably. I'm one of those people, the Neo.
Yeah.
People. That's way too much work.
At its core, it is cartoons that were made in Japan.
Now it's changed though.
Now it's changed to stuff made in other parts of Asia count as anime, and now it also counts that. I mean,
some things in America, like Avatar, for example.
Things in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You got Voltron.
Even Ruby. If you guys don't know what any of these shows are, please look them up. I'll put them in the link dump. They're all great, and they're all made in America. And
maybe Teen Titans is also a great example.
Teen Titans, I would count.
Definitely.
I wouldn't count it, but it has the crazy like facial expressions sometimes, and that's definitely very anime.
Teen Titans definitely there. I won't say Justice League. Teen Titans though, I would definitely say.
Not Justice League, no.
Justice League does not do that.
I mean, the same thing as saying I wouldn't say Batman.
Yeah, it's specifically Teen Titans.
Yeah, it's funny that Teen Titans Go is an anime though. Like it moved away from that, you know what I mean?
Well, it went to cartoon on purpose.
Yeah, definitely westernized.
They did it on purpose. Powerpuff Girls, I'd argue, is potentially anime.
Maybe.
Like potentially because it's definitely a parody of anime tropes.
Oh yeah, it is. I never thought about that until just now.
Powerpuff Girls is actually a parody in anime tropes. So
if
you're actually a big fan
is.
of Powerpuff Girls, you actually may like anime subconsciously.
No, yeah. So that's all it is really. I mean, some people who don't know about it would say different. They would say, "Oh no, like this has to be in a show to make it," and it's not.
Yeah.
You know, like anime can literally be about anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Like, for example, there's an anime literally about ping pong.
There is a ping pong anime.
It's called Ping Pong the Animation.
Yeah. I never saw that.
It's on my list.
It is. I mean, one of my favorite shows is Erased. Why'd you sigh? What was that for?
It's so good.
It is so good. And the show is literally
I
about.
just hate the ending.
Well, I actually don't want to say what it's about because because even the first episode is kind of spoilers.
It's about a guy who can see events happening, and he wants to change them.
Well, he actually lives the event.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes back in time. Like when he goes back in time, it's like a few seconds. So it's like I think in the first few minutes you see
a kid getting hit by a car.
Yeah, by a bus or no a truck like 18
But he doesn't
wheeler.
see it immediately though. What happens is like he lives the moment, and he goes back in time.
Yeah, and he doesn't willingly go. He doesn't have a button. He doesn't think about it.
It
Like I guess the universe
wills it.
like the universe decides when he goes back in time, and he just does it, and it's just a normal part of his life.
So he kept cycling back, and he had to see what was wrong, and he saw the kid was going to die, so he saved the kid.
Yeah,
and
because
it stopped.
He only goes back in time when something bad around him happens, and he doesn't know always what it is. Like Ray just said, you know, he didn't know what it was, but the universe was eventually like, hey, it's this, and then he saved the kid, and everything like that. And it's kind of about that. I mean, there's a deeper story, but I really don't want to say what it is.
The first episode, you must watch it to get the rest of it.
Yeah,
that's literally the first 5 minutes of the show.
Like the ending of the first episode sets up like
the entirety of it.
Because like even the first half of the episode, you're like, oh, this is what the show is about. It's just gonna be about him going back in time, fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Because like they also established that he's like a struggling manga writer, I think.
Struggling manga writer, works in a pizza shop.
Yeah, works in a pizza shop.
Delivers.
The girl that also works there is best girl. She's amazing.
Yeah.
God, it gets so shorthanded in the anime though. She gets shorthanded in the anime versus what happens in the manga.
Oh yeah, the manga definitely expands on her so much.
But that doesn't. Yeah. Ray reads a lot of manga. I am the opposite. I don't read manga at all.
Except the thing is, I also watch a lot of anime as well, so I dip and choose what I watch for anime.
Yeah.
Comparatively, where I just read a bunch of manga in bulk.
But yeah, and then the second half of the episode, stuff happens, and you're like, oh, so this is what it's about. So this is what the next 11 episodes are gonna be about.
Which is so good.
But yeah, so it's just stuff like that. Like anime can get really weird. I've watched a lot of weird stuff that like I definitely wouldn't show.
Erased is one of those that are not weird though.
Yeah, like I've always said that Erased. When I was watching it, I think I watched it like a couple years ago. And like I always said that like this show didn't have to be an anime. This show didn't have to be animated.
It could have been live.
It could have been live action. Like someone could have literally made 12 episodes of real people with real actors and made this because there wasn't any like weird elements in it.
And
like,
now they're making a live action movie.
And we recently was it a movie or was it?
I'm not sure if it's a movie or a series.
But yeah,
live action,
we recently saw. I found it on Crunchyroll or something that they were like, "Hey, we just announced that it's gonna be turned into a live action show," and I was excited. But I'm also like, live action adaptations don't always go well.
They tend not to. They tend to actually go in failure.
Yeah,
most
like
things that are anime
it's not great. But anyway, yeah, that's anime. What stuff you been watching, Ray?
I've been watching Fate Apocrypha.
Fate Apocrypha.
It's only because I'm invested in the Fate series.
You want to give a brief description of what that is? Just like explain maybe the first episode or something like that.
Okay. I have to go through Fate series for this stuff.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't explain that because Fate is really long and extensive.
Like there's the two routes you can go: visual novel route or the anime route.
Yeah, like
I go the anime route. I don't want to go through the visual novel.
Yeah, Fate's a little confusing. Is there anything else you've been watching?
Been watching. I've been
trying
to go through Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss. You want to say what that's about?
Made in Abyss is great. It gets better from what I've seen. Apparently. So,
yeah.
Made in Abyss is like the story of this girl, and she finds this really cool android thing, like robot.
Yeah.
And then she finds out it was in the bottom of this abyss in the middle of town. And the abyss is supposed to have all these cool treasures and everything, and people go down there to find things, and they become rich and everything.
Yeah.
And they come down throughout the world, and her mother is like one of these famous hunters, and she's went to the bottom, and so she wants to be one of those people and find cool stuff. And she found out that this thing apparently was in the bottom, and she's like, "Now I want to go to the bottom and see what's there."
Right.
And then her and the robot go to the bottom, and they're going to the bottom. So I don't know what happens.
Right.
Maybe they never reach the bottom. I'll never know.
You watching anything else?
Watch anything else, man? You are asking good questions.
I mean, you already said 2. 2's pretty good.
2's good. Recently, we watched Your Name. Again.
Recently, we watched Your Name for the second time. I think that's Ray's 3rd or 4th time watching it.
Yeah.
Your Name is
It's not because I'm a super fanboy about the movie, though. It's because I just so happens I'm watching with other people.
Yeah, it's not a fanboy thing. It just so happens that a bunch of different people independently wanted to watch it.
And I was around, so I decided to watch it.
Yeah. Your Name is a commercial success. I think it is the highest grossing
film in Japan.
Highest grossing film in Japan. It beat out
Titanic.
Spirited Avatar. Away. Spirited Away was the big one because, like we said earlier,
the Studio Ghibli films are.
Yeah. After we talk about what we're watching, we should give a few recommendations. And that's a big thing. Your Name is basically about. I just blanked. What is Your Name about?
Your Name is about the story of a boy and a girl whose lives are intertwined through destiny.
Yeah. So.
I don't want to give anything else.
I was about to say more, but I was like, I don't want to say more because
that's where it gets fun.
Because it's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. And they don't, it's very complicated, their relationship. They're not like together, but like just whatever the relationship may be, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie though. Like it's.
And they're also making a live action of that one too.
They are, and it's kind of sad because I don't know about it.
It could be live action. The premise is very much live action. I can definitely see it happening.
Could be live action.
Yes.
But I don't know if they're gonna do it because.
I don't want to say any movies it could be similar to because I'm thinking of one right now, and I'm
it's still anime though.
Yeah.
And it's very Japanese.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
a lot of the jokes.
A lot of the stuff that they have. Yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
So in anime, if y'all don't know. There's tropes. That's not even what I was gonna talk about.
But like there's stuff they do that's jokes and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, like there's stuff that we wouldn't find funny because it's different. What I was gonna say though is that in anime you can watch it dubbed or subbed.
Mm-hmm.
Subbed means that it's how it was with Japanese voice actors saying the lines
with subtitles.
With English subtitles, so you
because
read it basically.
English.
Yeah, we speak English so we can understand what they're saying. Or you can watch it dubbed, where English voice actors, go in and they record the Japanese lines in English, so that you can watch it without reading subtitles. You just hear it as if it was made in America, basically. And the only problem with that is that most people who are fans of anime will say subbed is better, because all the stuff they say is like taken as they would want it to be said, whereas in dubbed you kind of like make it more English. And so in Your Name, for example, we both pointed it out, where there was a joke that was said and we originally watched it subbed and we're like, oh yeah, that was funny. Like I think it had to do with like him confusing like Mr. and it was like Miss and like daughter or like something like that.
In Japan there's like cultural dialects.
Yeah.
And he was saying different dialects.
Yeah.
Or the character was saying different dialects.
Yeah, the character was saying different dialects.
And they wanted to get the right dialect.
Yeah.
Because in the part that they're in, because different cities or in different areas obviously had different ways to speak the language. Right. So they wanted to get the right dialect.
Right.
So they started saying a bunch of stuff like, oh, this, nope. And everyone was looking at them weird. They're like this, and they're like, And like this one, they're like, okay, that's good dialect.
Yeah, and it was like, haha, because like, if he knew about that stuff, which he should have in the context of the movie, he would have gotten it right the first time. Yeah. But he messed it up, and it was like, and then when he finally got it right, his friends were like, oh, got it, and then he was like, woo, like, oh man, I saved myself basically. But when they dubbed it, the joke didn't translate well, so the joke changed, and for us who watched it and subbed, we were like, that's not how the joke went. That joke doesn't make sense now. Like, it literally, the joke wasn't funny because it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, they completely changed it.
I would say that I found the dub better.
Yeah.
Quality.
Quality?
Better quality.
Yeah.
May have had when translating it over, it didn't work out, but I found the voice actor quality was
Okay.
definitely better than the
Yeah,
voice actors in Japan.
I don't really notice stuff like that. I guess I'm not that savvy. Like whenever I watch dubbed, like, I usually watch everything in subbed just because, like in my mind, that's just the default.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch something in subbed, it's because it's because I'm trying to watch it in the background of me doing something else, pretty much, because you can't do it with subbed. Like, I can't hear Japanese and be like, oh yeah, this is a great show, you know, like,
I can meme Japanese.
You can meme Japanese. Yeah, so usually when I'm, I don't know, like doing homework or playing a video game or something, I'll throw on dubbed anime. Like, most recently I watched New Game in dubbed.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Which New Game is great. New Game is...
It's a meme.
No.
There's way too many memes.
You are not gonna diminish
New Game
the
is
quality
a great,
of New Game.
Whenever I say something's a meme, it's actually good. New Game is one of those. It's a meme. Like, Grade Will Dropout. Another one on my list.
So New Game is basically about this girl who just got out of high school, and instead of going to college, she got a job offer at an animation studio, at a game, more specifically a game studio.
It's actually pretty good for a high school student, to be honest.
Yeah.
To have those qualifications.
That's amazing.
Like, you don't have to go to college. We'll take you right here.
Yeah.
I wish that happened.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
I wish I was offered a job out of high school.
Thinking about my own life, I'm like, damn, if I could have gotten a job offer out of high school, come on.
That'd been insane.
But yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's normal. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, there's not like crazy like magic and monsters and stuff in it. It's just like about this girl who learns to, you know, coexist with the older people, because again, she just got out of high school, so that's like one of the things where it's like, you know, she hates getting looked at as a kid, because it's like, no, I'm here, I have a job, I'm just like you guys, you know, and she's learning the job, and just kind of stuff like that. But it's great. It's very much like a slice of life, which is probably my favorite genre. Like, slice of life comedy is probably my favorite genre. It's just nice, I guess. Like, I don't really know.
What was my genres? Gosh, I can't tell you. When I read manga, I like to read stuff that's historical. I don't know why it was wrong with me.
Historical?
I read historical manga.
That's what I'm saying. You should watch, what was it? Drifters.
Yeah, you said Drifters. Drifters on my list.
For you guys who don't know what Drifters is,
it's crazy.
It's an anime I dropped because I personally wasn't a huge fan of it, but I was, I guess, smart enough to realize that it was a good show. It just wasn't for me. It's basically about...
It's also like Yojo Senki, though.
It's basically... I don't like Yojo Senki. I guess it's the one thing we differ on. I don't really like that.
It's like... I'm more like into like the military type of war.
Yes. Drifters would be perfect.
Type of thing. It's also the reason why I kind of got pulled into the Fate type of Hunger Game type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys should watch anime. It's great. The other thing, the thing that I actually wrote down, the show that I just started is Kisniver. Kisniver's great.
It's also on my list.
It's short. I think it's only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
For any of you, a quick tidbit about anime. Anime is a show. So, has episodes, seasons, stuff like that.
A normal season's 12 episodes.
A normal season for anime, yeah, is normally 12 episodes, 24 episodes.
For 2 seasons.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, no, that's 2 arcs. 2 quarters.
Yeah, two arcs, but on paper it still says season 1.
Yeah.
12 episodes, 24 episodes, or a million. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's the normal. There are a lot of things that have
some
like...
of them goes like 3-4 seasons.
Yeah. You know? Well, yes, season. I'm just talking about like one season. Well, yeah, it still kind of qualifies as one season, I guess.
If you're Gintama, you cheat the system.
Yeah. yeah. Gintama. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Gintama.
Gintama cheats the system, man.
But yeah, so like New Game, for example, is 12 episodes. I think maybe.
I think it's 12, and then they came out with season 2.
Season 2. I haven't watched that. I will watch season 2. But like when I say a million, I'm not joking. Like, one that.
Well, he's joking about the million, but I mean like.
Oh, no, I'm not joking.
Large.
It's a million. But no, like, cause I usually stray away from that, even if it's a good show. I just don't have the time commitment. But the only long show I've ever watched was Naruto.
Which I think is a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd recommend One Piece over Naruto.
But for you guys who don't know about Naruto, which You probably heard Naruto more than the other ones we've talked about.
Naruto. I guess it's big in the Western.
Yeah, it's just one of those like Naruto, like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that.
It's, it's like Western audiences know about this more.
But for you guys who don't know what Naruto is, it's a world of ninjas. I don't know if it's a world. I guess it is a world,
It's a
right?
world of ninjas. They have modern technology.
They have countries and stuff.
They have electricity.
I'm just explaining what a world is for you guys who don't know what a world is.
Like, just imagine like a world that has like machines and everything, right?
Yeah.
Except they're still ninjas.
Yeah, there's land, there's land and water,
Oh.
and air and
trees.
animals.
Lots of trees.
No, but yeah, it's a world of ninjas.
With modern technology.
With modern, yeah.
But they don't use modern
weird.
technology.
They don't. Like, when you say modern, it's not like a cell phone.
It's like when I say modern technology, it's like they have basic electricity.
Yeah, they have like running water.
Yeah, running water, electricity. They have ovens, stoves.
Yeah, but like
no phones.
It's like cut there though.
That's it. That's your limit.
You know. But yeah, and it's like
they have a postal service.
Naruto's cut into two. I mean, I guess 2 seasons if you want to look at it on paper, but
some people say
it's like
shows.
It's 2 shows pretty much.
2 different shows.
Naruto and the Naruto Shippuden.
Some people say 3 shows.
How do you pronounce that?
What?
Naruto what?
Shippuden.
Some people say Shippuden, and I can't get over that. I'm like, it's not Shippuden, it's Shippuden, which I could be totally wrong.
I could be wrong too. I don't know how it's actually pronounced in Japanese.
But like Shippuden to me is like you're putting too much emphasis on the P. Like it's just too much.
Like I'm just saying it because it's like that.
Yeah. It's just like
Shippuden.
But
out of the way.
I think Naruto 1, Naruto OG has what, 300 episodes, right?
Yeah, I'd say about that.
And then Shippuden has 500.
Yeah.
Right. So 800 episodes. So if you guys can fathom 800 episodes, listen. One of my favorite shows of all time, like regular shows, is The Office.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys don't know The Office's U.S. version, UK version is like 6 episodes. That's stupid.
I love The Office, the American version, by the way.
The American version of Office, one of the greatest shows of all time. Fight me if you don't think so. I don't want to explain The Office too much. I'll have to leave that for another episode. But it's basically just like
that's actually our TV show episode.
It's called a mockumentary. It's like
it kind of started genre.
Yeah, it started the genre of a mockumentary. It's like
it's been there for a while.
Here's a camera. Well, like it like popularized it. I should say.
It made it mainstream.
It's like a camera crew going around filming a documentary on an office, a paper supply company. But it's not a real documentary. It's like written, it's scripted, it's funny, it's comedy.
Like the actual company doesn't exist. It's all fake.
Yeah, it's kind of like a parody in a way. But it's great. You guys should watch it. But Office has 9 seasons. I'm pretty sure 9 seasons of shows or episodes. 9 seasons, a long time in regular people.
Yeah. It's
over 100 episodes. It's like just over 100 episodes.
Yeah.
And 9 seasons. Like I don't know. Like it didn't take me that long to watch it actually because I was super into it. I probably finished it in like a week's worth of time.
It's pretty good.
But like it's still 9 seasons and it's only over 100 episodes. Like Naruto, over 800 episodes. Like that's a ridiculous amount of episodes.
Oh, it's
like
so long.
it's such a commitment.
And how much of that's filler?
Yeah, there's a lot of filler.
But filler is episodes that are not in the original source work.
Yeah, so if you guys
there to give the author time to keep going and making more source work.
Yeah, if you guys don't know how that works, it's like anime is obviously the TV show, but most anime comes from something else. So like it comes from a manga, which is like a comic book, or a light novel, which is more like a regular book.
Whatever. Visual novels, just light novels on computers.
Yeah, so light novels, visual novels is more like a book, just text, and then a manga is like a comic book or a graphic novel, pretty much. So usually people write manga or light novels, and then they get the money or they get picked up by a company, and they're like, hey, we want to make this into a show. So filler is, you know what Ray said, it gives the artist more time to finish their manga they're writing on. And filler is stuff that most anime fans don't watch, or not necessarily don't watch, but like they're like, oh, this wasn't in the source material, this is stupid, why would I watch this? Like it's just like something completely off base. But like
it only applies to you though if you like know what the source material is.
Yeah.
If you don't know what source material is, you're like, this is stupid, why'd they add this in here? It has nothing to do with the actual story.
Like I remember in Naruto, because like I it was weird for me. I started reading Naruto. No. I started watching Naruto, and then right about towards the end of Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden, I started reading it, like the manga.
Yeah. The 900 chapters.
But then later on, I started watching from where I left off, because I got my brother into anime, kind of. I kind of got into anime, and Naruto was an easy one because it's very Western.
Believe it.
And God, fucking ninja way, man. But no, yeah. And then I started watching it, and I was like, this wasn't in the manga, and this wasn't in the manga. Yo, there was this thing where there was zombies in Naruto. Why? Like,
I can't tell you that.
someone literally brought people back, and like it wasn't even like what was the snake dude name? Orochimaru is
probably one of the coolest characters.
He's a pretty cool character.
He's so good.
He's the first like main antagonist, I would say, right?
I'd argue no.
He's not the first. Who's before him?
I'd say Zabuza. I say he's your first big guy.
Yeah.
He's your first big antagonist. He's the first puppet master that you see. Like
Zabuza is very minor, but he is the first like fight you really see.
Zabuza's, I think, I argue that Zabuza is probably the greatest thing to happen in like the first couple parts.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think Zabuza. This is going on a Naruto tangent right here.
Yeah, sorry. If you haven't listened to Naruto, I'm sorry.
It's like Zabuza is like your first example because like like in Naruto you start off with like the main characters. You have Naruto, who's like this rowdy kid.
Yeah, he's very loud and not a really good ninja.
Yeah, you have Sasuke, who's like this quiet ninja. His past is mysterious. He doesn't really talk much.
His talent is very great though. He probably has the most talent, like natural talent, out of the entire school. If you guys don't know, the start of the thing is the main characters are all kids. They're all in a ninja school. So yeah.
Then you have Sakura, who's like I guess the support one.
Yeah.
Like out there to help whenever needed.
Yeah, and like
jack of all trades. Like
she's also kind of quiet, but like she has her moments where like she's very opinionated.
She displays her crush on Sasuke.
Yeah, she has it. Well, yeah, pretty much every girl has a crush on Sasuke.
Yeah, and Naruto has a crush on Sakura.
Yeah.
Then you have their teacher Kakashi. Not really their teacher, but he's in charge of their squad.
Yeah, he's our squad leader. Very much like a mentor type dude. He's cool. If you guys, dude.
One of the coolest characters in the show.
So cool.
And manga, both.
Yeah.
He's really cool. And like so like really when you meet Zabuza, he's this guy with a really, really big sword. Really big cloud-esque sword.
Like laughably big.
Like
it's like twice the size of him.
Monstrously huge.
And Zabuza is pretty big himself. Yeah. He's got to be like 7 feet or something like that. He uses that
sword with one hand too.
Yeah, he uses the sword with one hand. Oh my god. It's not even a joke.
Anyway, it's like a cleaver basically.
Like,
just a giant cleaver.
Like imagine if you guys ever played Final Fantasy. It reminds me of like
Clouds.
Yeah, Cloud sword, but it's bigger than that.
And it's just a rectangle block.
Yeah, it's just a rectangle.
It's not like cut like a trapezoid.
Yeah, it's
Clouds.
like
it's an exact rectangle with like a half like a tiny little half circle cut into it for
like,
cutting heads off.
It's like it's like what you said. It's like a meat cleaver.
Yeah.
Like a huge meat cleaver.
Exactly that.
Yo, I remember the one scene when like I think it was the beginning where he pointed it at them, and you could see the reach of the sword.
Yeah.
He's like 20 feet away, and he's touching them with the sword. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. So like, oh yeah, there's also different villages they belong to. They belong to the Leaf Village.
Yeah. Naruto, Kakashi, like the main cast is from your home is Leaf.
Yeah. Their home's the Leaf Village. Zabuza here is from the Mist Village. He's a rogue ninja.
Yeah.
He has a really long sword, and everyone talks about him like he's this big swordsman. Like.
Yeah, he's. I don't know if they explain it right then or if it's after.
They explain it later, but like later on, and learn that he's one of the best sword fighters.
Yeah, he's
of the village.
His sword is one of the 7 swords or something like that. Like the 7 like most like what is it like something swords?
Powerful swords.
Yeah, powerful swords.
Yeah.
You know, and each one of those swords does different things. You know,
his is just really big.
Do we see all of them in the show? That the show's.
I think we do.
I think so too. I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah. And then like Zabuza has this guy next to him called Haku, but we'll not talk about him. He's not really interesting for this.
He doesn't happen in the beginning, right?
Well, Haku?
Yeah.
Well, he's there, but I mean.
Well, he's at the very end when the thing happens.
I mean, Haku's there in the beginning, but like he comes in at the end of the fight. Yeah.
We don't see him at the very beginning of the fight.
We don't see him at the beginning of the fight. We see him before the fight.
We do. Yes, you're right. You're right. But we don't know they're connected though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until later on. Anyway, so Zabuza, like, his fight's great because it shows how dangerous the ninja world really could be.
Yeah, because before this they were at school and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna save the world. We're gonna not really save the world, but like we're gonna protect the world and do everything. Yeah. And then Zabuza comes in and it's like, no, you can die. Like this can be the end for you.
This is not a game anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you have your hopes up. Naruto, his goal is he wants to be Hokage, which is the leader of the village.
Yeah.
The best ninja in the village. Top dog.
Yeah. Hokage is basically like president, maybe. I guess.
Yeah, it's president. It's a village though, so it's more like a mayor.
A mayor. Yeah.
But like, imagine a mayor, except like you had like a bunch of awesome powers to kill anyone who would overthrow you.
Yeah. Like the Hokage is basically like the whole village agrees that you are the best of the village.
Who can lead everyone?
Yeah.
Like, they won't just make an idiot Hokage.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you have to be good enough to lead us.
But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't remember now. Forget it.
Alright, anyway.
It sucks.
So Zabuza is there, and he shows them that, hey, you can't just play around. This is not a child's game. You go the way the ninja. You gotta prepare to die like a ninja.
Yeah, because I don't really want to explain everything about him. But yeah, that is what he says.
Like,
yeah.
He basically asserts that even though you're children, you want to be a ninja. I will kill you.
Yeah.
Because you chose this.
Yeah, like just because you're a child doesn't mean I won't end you. Like if you're in my way, like you have to be stopped.
Yeah.
You know.
You're just another obstacle in my.
Yeah. he really hits that home where it's like you're just an obstacle. Like like you don't matter to me. Like I don't care. You know.
And later on, obviously, we know like more about him.
Yeah, we learn more about him later on and his story and stuff like that.
It's really cool.
Instead of just him being like the super powerful like swordsman, you know.
Yeah. Obviously, he's weak compared to everyone else who shows up in any type of anime like this.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially later on in the show where it's like, 400 episodes later.
You got people who can do stuff that he never did.
Yeah. You can't keep throwing characters out like him. It's be like, okay, we get it, you know.
Yeah. I just love him in general, and then his death obviously is another big hitting home. Naruto.
Really, you just drop his death like that?
Oh, you gotta kill him. This man takes no stops.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like it's like from the beginning, like this man's gonna die.
Okay, I'm just.
He's gonna die.
I'm just saying.
Like this man will kill anyone.
I might put up a spoiler tag, real quick.
This show is so old.
It doesn't matter though. We're still telling them about it. I didn't watch Naruto until it almost ended.
Gosh.
I didn't start reading Naruto until like a few weeks before the manga ended.
Yeah, you're right. I was already caught up on the manga.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
It's because I'm a fiend, though.
All I'm saying is, I might throw up a spoiler tag. I might not. I might do it, though, just for people out there that are like, man, I never got into Naruto, but now I might.
Maybe you should create like...
Listen.
You can just listen. This can all just be like you can just like easily pause the audio recording and then put another audio recording being like skip for spoilers and it would tell it into the person's ears because we set to minimize this, right?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Like you can just like put like an audio clip somewhere around and be like, hey, skip to this.
Yeah.
You may want to stop this recording real quick and skip to this time.
I'll just like put in like spoilers and just like spoilers.
Spoilers will be approaching. Please pause and skip to blank. Yeah.
But like, it doesn't really matter. It's not really that big of a death. Like it's just kind of like
he dies.
Whatever, Like again, we meet him very early on in the first. There's 800 episodes, so it's like,
It's like in the first 50.
There's much worse things we can spoil. I mean, deaths aren't even really. I mean, even in Naruto, like the first show, deaths aren't really a spoiler.
Like they're not common at all. And if they did come up, it's like, oh, they're not.
And even like
they're not major enough to be like.
Yeah, like the deaths in the show, like I'm talking about like Naruto, not Shippuden.
Shippuden's different.
Shippuden they get real, but like
Shippuden's like this is a story now.
Anyone and everyone who dies in Naruto. Like, there's way more, like, crazy stuff, like, story stuff that happens that's way more important than a character dying. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. Any more anime stuff you want to talk about?
No, you're going on, like, I'm just saying it's 800 episodes, and it's like...
800 episodes?
I'm just going back to your tangent real quick.
Oh, yeah, well, that was just me explaining anime and saying what it could be like, like, I've already said, like, I don't even start... shows that are that long.
And I was gonna give an example. One Piece.
Which is
great.
Ray loves One Piece. He doesn't watch One Piece because he's a bitch, but he reads it. Nah, he reads One Piece, and that's still crazy to me.
I actually watched all the way up pre-time skip.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Which
is still a lot. Yeah. It's like 400 or 500 episodes.
One Piece has like 1,000 episodes or something. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's other shows like Bleach and like even Gintama has like 300. Like I think it's
Gintama's-
like 250 or something like that.
Gintama's way more episodes than that. It just
Is it?
appears that way.
Oh, I think the first season is 200.
It just
right?
appears that way because they
Something.
cut the seasons.
Yeah, they have a lot. I mean, like out of all these long shows, Gintama was gonna be the one that I was gonna start because, again, I haven't watched it, so I can't give you like a super good description. But
It's a comedy.
it's a parody.
It's a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi.
Well, that's like Gintama's thing is that it parodies other anime,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right? Like that's like Gintama's thing.
It's a comedy in the truest sense that it tries to make fun of other tropes in anime.
Yeah, it makes fun of like it's an anime about a story where like
It's
like it's really meta.
samurai in the future.
It's so meta.
There's
That's another
aliens
thing.
and everything, a bunch of stuff.
That's another thing. The word meta. I was gonna say there's another show I watched recently. I would say within the past year because it was airing during. Oh, was it airing during that time? I don't remember.
Was it what you were telling me about?
It was
I think you did.
shoot. It was it's an anime.
About
It's
making anime.
Shirobako.
Yeah, you told
Shirobako.
me about
I'll
this
put
one.
that in the description. Again, if you guys like slice of life, there's not really too much comedy in it. It's more a slice of life. It's an anime about people making anime, which is so meta. It's crazy.
I sure listen off anime. I'm a fan of them.
But it's like
Look, I just need to like list out these people.
Huh?
I mean, we need to jump to the list part.
a list of what? Oh, recommendations.
stuff.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so after I describe this, so yeah, it's an anime making anime. I don't know. It's just like there's this girl who gets a job at, or no, she doesn't get a job. She already has a job
Hmm.
as as some kind of like, she's basically like an assistant of some sorts, where like she just
Mhm.
kind of helps with a bunch of different stuff within the animation process, like making a show, and it's like you get to see all the different parts of making a show, like the people who actually hand draw the keyframes that go into making the show, the people who work on the computers to do like color palettes, and the people who write the story, and like the crazy like just like people have to make deadlines and stuff like that, where it's
Mhm.
like just one thing messes up or one thing doesn't get approved, and now you're like a week behind, and the next episode airs in 3 days. And you're like, what do I do?
Mhm.
Like how do I make this work? Because you can't put up a shit episode that people are gonna stop watching this show. Then you make less money. Then you don't get picked up again. It's
Yeah.
like everything comes crashing down, and like you really feel for these characters. I don't know. It was really good, you know.
Hmm.
And that was another one where it's like it's not super weird, like it's a show, you know. That's all it is. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a good show if you guys want to watch it. It's 24 episodes. It's basically 2 seasons. You know, like there's a very, I don't know the word. Not gonna say it. There's a very clear end at episode 12 where it's like, all right, this could have been end of season 1. Episode
I
13,
think we'll call that intermission, maybe. I don't know.
intermission. Yeah.
That's a good word for it.
A pause. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Be like,
that's-
this is a nice cliff right here we can leave you at.
Yeah, this is like, if you wanna stop watching this, go watch something else. Couple seasons of something else, couple other shows, come back. You could totally do that, because that's really what it is. So yeah. You want to get into recommendations then for all the people who've been listening and trying
Maybe.
to
I read a lot of manga. though.
feverishly write down everything.
I read a lot of manga.
But like,
So much.
what's like, so if you want to start recommendations, let's do like people who don't. We should first cater to the people who don't watch
yeah,
anime.
I was gonna do like people who don't casual, and then maybe people who are into manga, because that's what I can.
In manga, well,
Yeah.
you can take the manga thing.
Yeah. Like I was gonna do like starting and then casual to like add just anime watchers.
Okay.
Because casual anime watchers just like I just kind of group them together, because like you can be a hardcore anime fan and still like some casual.
Yeah, so we
stuff.
can just do people who don't watch it. You can take manga stuff,
Yeah.
and then I can talk about just like some cool stuff that I
Yeah.
think you might watch if you've seen some anime and you're used to some of the weird stuff, or something like that. So, you got any recommendations?
For casuals, obviously we've stated before, Studio Ghibli is just.
Yeah. So, Studio Ghibli they make movies.
I don't even know if it's Ghibli or Ghibli. I just say both.
I always said Ghibli.
I interchange.
I don't discourage people for saying however they want, because people said Ghibli and I thought I was saying it wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that once I start saying something, even if I know it's wrong, like I can't change.
It's
It's,
like
just
how
like I've said it my
Nintendo-
whole life.
Nintendo says Mario is said Mario, right? Italian people say it's Mario, because
Yeah.
Italians are like.
Yeah, like most people know it as Mario, but then yeah, like you said, real Italians will be like, oh, it's Mario, and it's like, well, even if that's the real way to say it, I can't change.
Yeah.
Like I say Mario. I'm sorry. I know
Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong, but at least you know, if you know what I'm saying, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, Studio Ghibli, they make movies. They have 15 movies probably over the years. 15.
Lots of good movies. I still have a lot of them to watch on my list.
They're all great. Like I'm not.
I've seen.
Yeah.
You've seen more than I have. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I've seen almost everyone.
You can name some, I guess.
I'm definitely a fanboy, so I might be a little biased, but they don't have a bad movie. Like, even the couple that I've seen and I walked away from, like, that was alright. I've gone back and watched it again and been like, no, this was actually really good. But I mean, some of their best ones are, I mean, my favorite is Spirited Away. It's great.
It was the #1 highest grossing film in Japan for a reason.
It was, yeah, for a reason. It wasn't like, oh, they sold out, oh, they did some weird marketing. No, it was good.
Same thing with Your Name.
Yeah, same thing with Your Name, exactly. Spirited Away, just a real quick description, because we're going to be naming off a bunch of stuff. I don't want to take 5 minutes for every show. It's about a girl, their family's moving to a new place. They see this thing on the side of the road, some like weird attraction or something. Oh no, that's not how it happens. I'm gonna cut that. No, but no, the new place, they get lost. So they decide to walk out and ask for directions. They get sidetracked. They find this weird town type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one there. Then they walk up towards this one booth type place. It turns out to be a restaurant. There's plates of food. No one there. They're like, hey, anyone here want to get some food? Blah blah blah. Then they decided to just start eating it and say, oh, we'll pay after. You know, we're sitting here, like we'll pay. The girl child isn't. She's just like, what's going on? And then out of nowhere, it turns to nighttime. The lights turn on everywhere, and then her parents get turned into pigs, like really like big like boars kind of, and she freaks out. First time I'm watching it, I'm like, what's going on? And then she kind of like runs away because she's scared, and then we see like spirits, and hence Spirited Away, and she's scared of them, so it kind of just goes from there, where she has to figure out how to get out of this weird like spirit world dimension type thing and get her parents back. Like, are those her parents, or did she just go to another place? Or so that's kind of what and it's really good. Like, it's definitely one of those. It's like it's weird because most Studio Ghibli films are kind of weird. So you'd be like, oh, that shouldn't be the first one you watch. But it's so good, and like it's handled so well. Like it's very much handled like a Disney film, where there's most Disney films are weird, like on paper they shouldn't make sense, but then they do it, and it's like
Brother Bear.
Yeah, Brother Bear. If you guys don't watch Brother Bear, Disney film, it's so good. It's so good.
Rundown right now. Really cool. You got this Native American tribe. They have totems, and they represent the people, and they got these 3 brothers, and one of them gets a totem, and it's a bear, and one of the brothers died, and he was an eagle, and then he comes back as an actual eagle in the film, and you're like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But then the brother who got the bear is fighting a bear, because he has to survive, and they're like, use like spears and all that, and then he gets killed by the bear, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. But then he wakes up, and he realized he died and then became a bear.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, I live as a bear now. And it just goes on from there.
And he freaks out because it's like, I'm a bear now. Like, this is weird. And I think at one point he tries to go back to his village or something, and they don't understand him. Yeah, and so they drive him out. They're like, oh, a bear. And he's trying to be like, no, I'm good. But they don't understand him, obviously. And the whole reason it's Brother Bear is because he finds this little cub, and they kind of become friends, I guess. Yeah. It progresses the story, and, I don't want to give away too much, but it's a really nice story. The main character learns some things, because he was kind of selfish, kind of a jerk. Yeah, a little bit. Like his brother was dope. His brother was like,
the eagle brother was
he was so
brother.
good.
He was nice to everyone, friendly to everyone.
Yeah, he
help everyone.
Yes, he wanted the best for everyone. Oh, it was so good.
Like, the main character is kind of a jerk. He kind of like does whatever he wants. He's lazy.
Yeah, that is the thing, right? He's the very beginning. There's like the ceremony, and he's late.
Yeah.
His brother like finds him sleeping, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Come on, man, you know."
This is your ceremony. This
Oh
is
yeah,
for
it was
you.
his ceremony,
He's
right?
like, this is for you.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
you're gonna make everyone in the village wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, go to your ceremony.
So a couple of Ghibli films. Princess Mononoke. Probably the second best one. I mean, I don't want to say that because that might not be true, but it's also really good. I think most people put it second behind Spirited Away.
Or they put it first.
Or they put it first, which is really, really, tells you how good it is.
It's a good. People argue that movie, in Spirited Away, which is actually the number one.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, if you meet anyone that knows Studio Ghibli, it's those two movies are their favorite. Like one of them always. It's never another one.
If they watch a bunch of their stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's basically about it's I don't even know what the setting would be. It's like it's very much like a fantasy setting, kind of, because there is
this guy.
There is magic.
Yeah, there's magic and
there's
stuff.
certain level. It's very much like a village type thing.
Definitely Japanese-esque.
Definitely Japanese. I guess the story would be he's like a prince of his village.
I'd say feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan is good. That's a good one.
Mythical feudal Japan.
Yeah. But like they don't live in like
pre-samurai
buildings or anything like that. What? They don't live in like buildings or anything like that. It's like a village, right?
Yeah. Well, he lives in a village.
Yeah.
He does go to
a bigger place.
Yeah, where there's actual houses and everything.
All I'm trying to say is, it's not modern. It's not even close to modern.
This is old.
Yeah. He's kind of like a prince, I would say, and he's not really in tune with like royal stuff.
Yeah.
Like he likes going out. He has his pet deer, not pet. I guess it's more of his friend.
Like he's more like a prince of the plains. If there's any way to
explain.
Yeah. A wild prince.
Yeah.
Someone very much in tune with nature.
Yes, and he goes out like hunting and stuff like by himself. His village doesn't want him to do that. So like, hey, we gotta keep you safe. But he's like, no, I want to have fun. I want to do what I like. And so I'll just have the first incident because it's kind of like kickstarts the whole movie. Basically there's this wild boar that comes in, really big boar. You notice a pattern with the movies. Every movie has a boar in it. That's not true.
I just thought of like monsters now.
Wait, there's not even animals in this one.
Hold on a moment.
On one movie though, the main character is a pig. You still haven't seen that.
I know I've seen Porco Rosso. I've not seen
Porco Rosso. It's good. I'm not gonna talk about it though. But yeah, Mononoke. So there's this boar. You then realize that
is it Rosso?
Porco Rosso. It's Rosso because there's two S's.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But yeah, there's this wild boar that comes in really big, really like trying to tear the village up.
And the forest.
The forest.
And
yes.
this guy's a protector of the forest. Come on.
Yeah. He's all about the forest. So he's like, nah, you can't do that. So his whole village, not his whole village, but some people in the village, fighters. They got spears. They got rocks. I don't know. They're gonna attack the boar. They're trying to kill it. They don't want it to reach the village. It seems like that's where the boar's going. So they're trying to kill it. Nothing's happening. I think at one point it closes up on the boar and you see like there's like this weird like black like gel leech. Yeah, like things coming off the boar and you're like, whoa, that's weird. And then our boy comes in on his deer elk thing. And he runs up with his arrows. He's shooting it. I think he kills it by shooting it in the eye or something like that. And it goes down. It's like a huge thud.
Yeah.
And then you realize that those like weird shadow leech things are like coming out of it, and it's like, oh, this boar seemed to be like cursed. Yeah, cursed.
And then I guess the curse is attracted to him.
Well, no. During the fight, the boar bit him.
And it got in him.
Yeah, because it bit him, and that's why he was so close to be able to shoot it in the eye.
Yeah.
And then there's like a huge mark, and like it's kind of burning him, and I would describe it as a shaman. Mm-hmm. That's the only word I could come up with. Is a doctor or whatever. Mm-hmm. Comes up and it's like I think it timed out.
Yeah.
And like puts water on it and whatever her magic juice or something. I don't exactly remember what it is, and it kind of helps like take away the pain. But you then realize that he's now cursed. And I think he has like a certain amount of time to get it out before he dies. I'm pretty sure that's it. He just dies if you don't get it out in time. So he has to go do that somehow.
And that's the movie.
Yeah, he has to figure out how to, because no one in his village can do it. You know, they don't have the power, the knowledge, anything. So he has to figure out how to do it. You know, read a book or something. Maybe there's something somewhere. Yeah, so that's it, and it's really good because the forest plays a huge role into this.
And he's a savage.
He's
savage.
he's great. Have any shows you want to step away from Ghibli? Talk about like a show or something.
Shows.
Yeah.
A lot of people recommend that 2 shows. The 2 I know that a lot of people recommend for people who are starting out to anime would be Death Note.
Death Note.
Way better than the Netflix movie.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Netflix movie.
Death Note would be one that everyone talks about, and another one that everyone talks about would be Fab MAL Alchemist Brotherhood.
Right.
I gotta go off on this.
I haven't watched either of those.
I have, so I can talk about this.
Which one are you going off on?
Brotherhood.
Okay, so Death Note, real quick. All you need to know is that they're in a school, right? Is it school?
No, let me explain again. Okay.
Well, I just want to do it real quick, like a few sentences. You know what I mean?
I'll go off on Death Note with like a couple sentences real quick.
Okay.
Death Note, you got this kid, top of the class, smartest kid in school, probably most athletic as well.
So it is a school.
Well, no.
Well, yes.
No.
What do you mean no?
Setting's not a school.
What is it? What is it? You said top of his
class.
class.
It just follows him.
Yeah, but you said top of his class.
You gotta set the standard. This is the first chapter, the first episode. It all like lays the basis. Okay.
So he's not in a school, but he's top of his class.
Okay. Like, the first episode takes place while he's still in high school. The second episode, he's no longer in high school.
Don't look at me like that. I'm explaining the first episode.
The setting's not a school, though. The setting follows him.
Go ahead.
The setting follows him. It's wherever he is.
Please finish.
His house,
please
park,
finish.
If he's in a mall,
please finish the episode.
Him. Okay.
I'm gonna fight you right now.
Okay.
If you don't finish the episode.
Okay, so I don't remember how the first episode plays out. All I do know is that you have this brilliant guy, okay, and he finds this book on the ground, and he picks it up, and then he realizes it's called Death Note, has some rules in it, tells you what it's used for, and basically if you write someone's name in it, they will die. And he's like, you know, it'd be real fun if I did this. Write down the names of criminals, and let me kill them, because they're a nuisance to this world. And that's how Death Note really begins. So he's here writing names of criminals in the book, and he's killing all of them. And people are obviously overjoyed that the criminals are dying, but the police are like, something's up. This is not right. Why are all these people dying? Is this a thing? So they hire a detective who goes by the name of L in cursive handwriting to go kill this. Or not kill, but more to find out who's doing this and to stop and apprehend them. If possible, if it comes to the point, yes, maybe murder is also an option. Obviously, protect and murder because you're police or a detective and you can kill them to protect people. I don't know. But yeah. It's like where it ends up at the first episode. You kind of get it. To go off on a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I was going to go on a tangent and be like, Brotherhood specifically, you can't go watch Full Metal Alchemist. You can, it's just that it's not as good if you're getting into anime.
Yeah, the regular show came out first, and people who read the source material didn't like it because it went off.
It was different.
Because the show kept going past the source material, right? Yeah. And so they made it up.
They did not do filler like most shows would.
Yeah.
Most shows would go into filler at that point, and then let the actual manga catch up. They didn't do that. They actually ended it with a separate ending. It's like Game of Thrones.
So people who've watched the regular one say it's not bad. It's a good show, but it doesn't follow the source material, which anime fans are usually very fickle about.
Yeah. It's a great show, I think. I think it's great. It's just different in many ways, and it's, in my opinion, I haven't finished it yet. I'm like halfway through it. I probably should go finish it. I'll have to rewatch it again. The first couple episodes. But I do remember like there's some differences in it that really play really key roles. Yeah, so you have the Brotherhood based on source material, and then standard one based on non-source material. And the normal one itself, difference between the two, is that the normal one is more Japanese. It's more into the Japanese trope, and it plays with that. It's more jokey and plays around the Japanese ideas. So I'm not going to recommend that because it seems like it's more troublesome for someone who's new to come in. Death Note doesn't play with a lot of Japanese tropes. It plays more like a crime mystery. Doesn't do anything to do with the tropes. But when you get into the full original Full Metal, it plays with the tropes and everything. Like I remember, there's one scene where one of the characters is ranting about miniskirts, and that's something that it's found funny in Japan, but I'm not sure if it is something that's contextually funny if you're like watching it from an American point of view.
Is that it? That was your Brotherhood talk?
Oh, okay, but I gotta talk about like best Brotherhood plot maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Like sum it up. Thing in this world is alchemy. Alchemy is a thing, and that's why it's called Full Metal Alchemist, because the main character uses alchemy. And he's known as Full Metal Alchemist, and the reason for that is because he lost some of his limbs, so he lost his arm and his leg, and he's an alchemist working for the state, and he and his brother are on a mission to find out how to fix their bodies. I won't say anything more than that. The first episode is really good. The alchemy is a really well-made part. It's definitely more unlike the crime mystery. It's more into like really cool powers and a really cool backstory. It's definitely something that's psychological at some points, and it's definitely moral based. What is right and what is wrong. Same with Death Note eventually. Similar themes with that. Man, you are riding up a storm right now. Some good stuff later.
Man, yeah, because during when you were talking, I was trying to think ahead, and I was going to wait until we gave recommendations to more seasoned watchers, right? Trying to think ahead, be ready. And I'm going through my list, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much good shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to name 20 shows. So I was just like, man, I'm writing down everything
like,
over here.
I have a bunch of good manga I can say too, but I'm like not gonna say some of them because I'm like, oh well, that's a lot of work.
Did you finish your Brotherhood talk?
Oh yeah, so Brotherhood, yeah, they just want to get their bodies back, and they're gonna find out how to do so.
All right, you want to then talk about a couple manga while I'm finishing doing this then?
Oh gosh, let me go check my list.
All right, then we can't
no,
do that.
No, I know what I'm gonna talk about. Definitely
All
for
right.
manga, I'm gonna start off with One Piece, 100%.
All right.
I think One Piece is probably one of the most good manga out there. One of the most popular manga. It's definitely popular. One Piece is about the story of this person. It's like some boy, not really a boy. It's a, you can say it's a growth thing, but like he wants to be the pirate king. His name's Luffy. He wants to become pirate king, and it's his journey to becoming that. And it's really great. I think it starts off with just himself, and he's trying to get a crew. And just to get there is really good. So I think it's really well done, in my opinion. It definitely is long. This is such a long series. It's not for the people who would like to do anything and like read a lot. This is definitely if you want to read a lot. Like for example, as of right now, the 885th chapter came out. Chapters are weekly for the most part. Sometimes there's like breaks between them. They'll take a 2-month or 1-month break. But One Piece is generally made weekly. And the creator of One Piece is great. He answers a lot of questions that the readers have, and he has all this lore behind it that is not even put into the manga series that he just makes. And if people ask questions about it, he'll tell them. Everything's already pre-planned. He already has an ending for this. It's supposed to be ending within the next 600 chapters or so. So it's just like 1,500 chapters long. Absurdly long. So One Piece is definitely great. It's a shonen, meaning it's aimed for more boys. Like, so
yeah, but that doesn't mean
girls can't read it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
it has tropes made for.
Yeah.
Specifically around boys.
Yeah.
Which circles around. It's definitely fighting based. A lot of fighting.
Shonen pretty much just means that there's a character who wants to do his very best.
Like no one ever was.
And he like he wants to do his very best to reach a goal, and he will get there. He will suck very much of the time in the beginning, but he will slowly get better. He'll learn a few things, and then he will eventually reach his goal.
No, a good shonen will continuously have the character fail, which is why I hate stuff like Naruto, where it eventually gets to the point where like the character doesn't fail anymore. He's too good. With something like One Piece, and I know what you wrote down, which is great. You can talk about that later. One Piece, you have the character continuously failing, so they can continuously improve, and there's always stuff going wrong, which always makes it better. Because there's more stuff to overachieve and overaccomplish and get things done with.
Right.
And if you don't want to go through all the chapters of One Piece, you can stop after a certain arc, which I call the Alabasta arc or the Desert arc. You'll know if you read it or watch it. You can stop right after that arc. That's probably the best place to end it, and that's really early in. It's not even that far. It's one of the earlier parts to end it, because that's pre-time skip. Time skip means that there's a time when they go 2 years later in the future or something like that. It's not 2 years, like 2 months or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's 2 years though.
Alright, you have one more manga you wanna talk about?
So much manga to talk about.
Well, we can only get through so many, boy.
I'll name 2 more.
Listen, this is the only episode. We can talk about more stuff next episode or whatever.
Well, okay, what do you want me to list off? I named off a shonen one. What do you want me to name off?
Name off. Is this for One Piece for beginners?
One Piece is not. Well, it can fit to anyone. Beginners.
Yeah,
seasoned.
like anyone can pick that up.
Yeah, anyone can pick up One
You
Piece.
I don't know. Was that a shonen?
Yeah, that's shonen.
Do one that's like, I don't know. You have any like, I don't even know. Just
like a seinen.
What's one you're reading right now?
What I'm reading right now. What I'm really into.
Yeah, one that you're really into right now.
Right now.
And you just wish that like every chapter was out right now.
Every chapter, Fire Punch.
Fire Punch? Do you want to explain what that is?
Fire Punch, first chapter, I'm pretty sure. Got like, there's already listed of powers. Powers are a thing. This manga gets weird at times, but I mean, it has a purpose for it being like that. Like everything's already pre-labeled as to why everything's happening. And there's like a reason why things are going like that. It's kind of like what you said with like Last of Us 2. There's a reason for this violence. There's a reason for why this is like this.
Right. Yeah. Like stuff isn't just thrown in there just to be in there. Just oh, look at this cool stuff. Like no, like everything leads to something else.
Like this is literally made for this. So Fire Punch is a story of this brother and sister, and how the brother and sister have regenerative powers. And what happens is like something, I forget what happens, but eventually in the end there's this fire, and the sister and brother are both on fire. And how come the sister tells the brother to live on? Because her regenerative powers aren't as strong as his, but his are strong. So he thinks they're both gonna die, but then he wakes up and he's still on fire, and he's like, oh well, this is it now. Obviously it's excruciating pain. Like a lot of the chapters just him crying out, waiting for him to die, because he thinks he's gonna die the entire time. But by the time he wakes up and he lives with the pain, and he realizes that he's moving and everything in his body. Wow, the irony. Anyway, so he wakes.
Something definitely didn't just happen.
So he's on fire, and he's fire punched. So he punches people, even though he's on fire. It's not like like wow, he punches people with fire. No, it's like he's literally on fire and he's always in pain. And he wakes up and people revere him as a god. And because a lot of people have powers, they think that his power is fire, and that's his power is that he can put his body on fire. They're actually wrong. He's a regenerative power, meaning that he can regenerate his body. He's always burning because he can never put out the flames, because someone's power was fire, and it's a fire that you can't put out. So that's what that one is right there. Pretty dope.
So yeah. If you guys, some people just don't, they feel like reading manga is faster. So if you don't have the time to sit down and watch anime, read the manga.
Fire Punch is manga exclusive though. One Piece isn't.
Yeah, that is.
I'd have to state that.
That is a thing that some manga never get made into a show.
I may have to rant about this on a later episode.
Yeah, you can.
I may want to rant about it now. I may want to rant later.
We can cut off. This episode's getting kind of long, so we can cut it off some other time.
I listened to like 5-hour podcasts before.
No, I'm just saying. Like.
We may cut this into segments though.
Nah, fuck that.
Nah, it's way too much work.
No, it's not too much work. It's just like this is one. This is one thing. You know what I mean?
It's like right now.
Yeah.
I may want to rant about Rave Master later on.
Listen, you gotta write everything down, boy.
Like I may want to do it right now. It's like we were talking earlier about how
when you say rant.
Like I was just I'm going off what you said earlier though. Like how come like some anime are picked up by companies or manga are picked up by companies, right? Well, like there are some of them that are really good, and sometimes it's just not.
You can't get distracted, Ray.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I should tell everyone. So we're recording the podcast, you know what I mean? But on the background, on mute, we have a TV on. Somewhere a couple minutes ago, I'm sure you heard, I turned the channel, and Dragon Ball is on. I think it's Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
And Ray keeps getting distracted by it. He keeps looking over at it.
It's so absurd. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. So
So if you hear Ray pause for even half a second, that's probably what it is. He probably looked over real quick.
All right. So what happens? Like, Brave Master is created by the creator of Fairy Tail, who creates manga, became an anime. It's considered a more mainstream anime now.
I'm sorry. Yo, I just kept thinking about Dragon Ball Super. I couldn't handle it.
You kept thinking about it.
Sorry. You kept talking, and I was like, "Yo, he's definitely thinking about Dragon Ball Super right now. Like he's trying his hardest not to look at the screen, and I just couldn't handle it. I had to laugh."
No, this is a big rant I have. That's not important to me.
Okay, we're good. All right.
It's like Fairy Tail was picked up by some company, and they animated. They're animating all of it. They said it ended, and then they said they're making the final season, so they're actually finishing it.
Yeah.
What bugs me is what happened to Rave Master, his first work. Well, not his first work, his second work that got animated. Oh no, it's his first work that got animated. Rave Master was gonna end. No, Fairy Tail's gonna end, so that's why I said the second. Rave Master was his first work that got animated. They did this man dirty. I don't like what they did with this man.
Yeah.
Rave Master, in my opinion, I thought it was much better than Fairy Tail. People disagree with that all the time. People have different opinions of what they like. My opinion is that because both of them are the same thing. Someone has a goal. Rave Master, he wants to be the Rave Master.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy Tail is to join a guild, and then join the guild, and then it's like, well, we want to be the best guild. So, okay, how do we do that? Go on quest. Rave Master, it's like this quest to save the world from destruction. Pretty typical stuff.
Hmm. Did you say that was a comedy?
What, Rave Master?
Was it, or was it a different show you were talking about? Wasn't there a show that was like Blue something?
Grand Blue.
Grand Blue was a comedy.
Grand Blue, not Grand Blue. Grand
Okay.
Blue.
Oh yeah, Grand Blue. Yeah.
Grand Blue is something different entirely.
Okay.
This is for the audio listeners. Grand Blue, like the words grand.
I mean,
I'll
Blue. We mentioned it, so it'll be on the screen and in the description. So
yeah, Grand Blue is great comedy, but they canceled Rave Master, and I think it's superior. That's my only rant about it.
Okay.
And they leave it on the worst cliffhanger they could ever leave it on for the anime.
Okay, so I just want to rattle off a few. I'm not really gonna describe these too much. We might describe them later on, so I might talk about them again, or I'll link the whatever to them, and you can go do it.
Going?
You can just I'm not gonna give a too long description on these because there's a few of them. So I just there's some anime for people that have maybe watched a few before, so they can maybe get into this. I mean, if you're new, you could totally check these out. I mean, they're all great shows. I know.
Just don't be afraid if you're put off by them.
Yeah. I mean, like, you might say some weird stuff or something, and you'd be like, oh, I don't really think that's funny or something like that. But just please keep on with the show. Like, I think all anime fans agree that there's like a certain amount of episodes you should watch of an anime before you decide. Like,
and it depends on the anime.
Mine is usually 3. Like, whatever show it is, I usually stick around for at least 3 episodes. By the end of the 3rd episode, if I'm still like, I'll drop it. But like, if I watch 1 episode and I'm not super feeling it might change in the 2nd episode, 3rd episode. Oh really?
I read the first 2 books, and I got to the 3rd book.
Okay, well let me just talk about that for a quick second.
Yeah.
You read 2 books.
Yeah.
And you didn't really like it.
No. I read the first 2 books. I found were like decent enough that I'm like, okay. By the time I got to like Insurgent, was that the name of the 3rd book?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I got to like a quarter through the 3rd book, and I'm like, where did the story go? I was like, the story was here. Now it's here all of a sudden. I'm
right.
Like, there's nothing. I'm like, it's disconnected now at this point.
Yeah.
Was what I got, and I was like, I just dropped after that. I'm like, why? You just took it away from everything where it was. It's not. Okay.
Okay,
Bless you.
So like I said, not gonna talk about too much. If you want us to talk about more of them, more of one of these, any of the things we talk about,
we don't expect a lot of views. By
way
the way.
more in detail.
We expect only one person.
No, I'm probably talking to no one right now.
Like the one person who's like, this is on my.
Yeah, the one person that's like, oh, this is the best podcast ever.
It's just like the one person that disappears on the recommended tab.
Yeah.
This is for you.
They start watching this and then they see something else and like, nope, click on that. But yeah, so just
long.
Let us know.
All this.
What do you mean? I don't really care. Who cares? No, I do care. Everyone's listening. I do care. Please don't let them be like, oh, fuck him. No. Just whatever. One of them is called I can't even read my own handwriting. I just wrote this down. Oh, Devil's a Part-Timer.
So good.
It's a comedy, maybe slightly a parody, but definitely a comedy, like a fantasy comedy, I would say. Basically about like the devil gets banished from wherever he's from onto Earth, and he doesn't have all of his powers, because like the Earth doesn't
Have magical energy.
yeah, it doesn't have like the magical energy that it does on his whatever. I don't know if it's a planet or another dimension or whatever it is.
I'm gonna go with dimension.
It's probably dimension, and so he literally has to learn how to become a human, and like he looks like a human, but he has to learn how to act and speak. I mean,
And behave like.
yeah, the name of the show is Devil's a Part-Timer because he literally gets a part-time job at a fake McDonald's. That's what he.
They call it McDonald's.
Yeah, they call McDonald's. Oh, because everything because like you don't want to get sued, so in anime they call stuff slightly different. Like McDonald's is probably the most famous example.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be McDonald's, or like the logo will be upside down.
It'll be a W.
It'll be Wickdonald's. Something like that. So that's a great show. It's very funny. Check it out. The next one, there's a few of them. The next one is what is it? Kobayashi Dragon Maid. What?
Yeah, Kobayashi's Maid Dragon.
Kobayashi's Maid Dragon. This one's great. This one's also probably a little bit of a comedy, I guess.
Comedy,
maybe.
slice of life.
Slice of life. It's literally about regular girl. Well, it's not a girl. She's more of a woman, I guess.
Yeah.
She has a job.
Maid fanatic.
It's a very normal job. She's a maid fanatic. Loves maids. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. But one day, a girl in a is that the first time we see her? Is that she's actually a girl in a maid costume?
Yeah.
Right. Just shows up at her door. Right.
Shows up at her door.
And she just kind of
times 10.
She just kind of damn it, Ray. And she just kind of works her way into talking to the main woman who has the job, and they eventually I'm pretty sure she feels bad for her because the girl in the maid suit doesn't have a job or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember the plot. Maybe I shouldn't be explaining this. But
it's basically learned that the maid's a dragon.
Yeah, you learn that the maid's a dragon. I mean, these two become friends early on, and then later on, you realize that the maid's a dragon. She's actually a dragon, and this is her human form. And it's just the wackiness and just like the hijinks that they get into, and like her learning the ways of humans.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that story specifically, dragons hate humans.
Yes.
Dragons don't really like any creatures other than themselves. There's even some of themselves that they hate.
Dragons. They hate other dragons.
There's, you'll learn that like dragons are like separated and stuff. It's crazy.
There's the chaos dragons and then the order dragons.
Yeah.
And I think all of the ones we see for the most part are chaos.
Yeah.
There's like only one order dragon.
So yeah, that's great. It's very much a comedy. It's really good. And the story's really good though. Like it really does follow like an arc, and by the end of it, you're like, oh.
You don't even think it's an arc until you actually get to it, and you're it's like wow, that was an arc.
Next one was Konosuba.
Well made.
I'm just gonna say this right here. I think all my ones on here are comedies. I apologize.
You will definitely be put off by this if you've
you'll
not seen anything.
probably be put off by this if you're a newcomer.
Even if you're not a newcomer, but if you play a lot of video games, you will actually find this funny.
So this is basically like the main character. He stays at home all day. Like he's that kind of person, you know what I mean?
All he does is play video games.
Play video games. One day he gets hit by a bus, and he dies. And he goes into this kind of like limbo type thing where there's this other goddess there that is supposed to lead him to his next life. And she says, "You're dead," which he's like, "What?" But she says, "You're dead, and you can go and be born to a next life. You can," I think he said he can go to heaven.
Yeah, you can go to heaven, or you can be born in this other dimension.
Yeah, which it was like, why don't you just go to heaven? Well, I guess like she explains that heaven is actually really boring.
Yeah.
Like it's not what you think it is. It's like boring, but you're in heaven, so it's like whatever. So he decides that he wants to go be reborn into some fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
And she says you can bring one thing along with you, anything it could be.
And
it could
she
be real or fake.
gives him a list of all these things that
like
could potentially
a million
bring.
things. I mean,
magical swords, shields, items.
And
because it's a fantasy world based on video games.
And the one thing is that when he's sent there, he has to defeat the Devil King, right? The Devil King, the Demon King,
Yeah.
something like that.
Like he's given that quest.
Yeah, he's given the quest, so it's literally like a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he doesn't really have to complete the quest.
He can just live there if he wants
right? What happens when he completes the quest? He gets to
be back into a human, reborn, and he doesn't die.
into his yeah, okay, yeah.
Like it reverts his death.
Yeah. So it turns out he's not dead. And he gets to go back into his body that he was just in, and it's like, wow, I didn't even die. And plot twist. I think this is all still the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Plot twist. The goddess, kind of a bitch. She's kind of nasty to him. She's kind of like,
She's making fun of him.
Yeah, makes fun of him. Like, oh, I can't believe you died that way, you idiot. So in the end, he decides to take vengeance on her by saying, "You're the item I'm gonna bring," and so it forces her to not be a goddess anymore. She's just a normal person with him. That's good. That has to help him beat the demon king in order for her to get back to her position.
As a goddess.
So yeah, as a goddess. So it's very funny. They eventually form a crew. There's a couple more people that join them.
Yeah.
Great characters. Great character design. Very funny, but like the story is still very good.
It definitely has a bunch of Japanese tropes and jokes.
Yeah, it's definitely very Japanese. So,
but if you are seasoned enough,
yeah, it won't even bother you. Like it'll be like, oh yeah, I get it. You know.
Yeah. If it's your first time seeing them, you may be confused, but if you watch a lot of anime before, it should be no problem.
Right.
Definitely recommended more to fans of video games. It's
very much a video game. It's very much if you're watching an RPG.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, because like
you understand a lot of stuff if you watch video games before, so it's not really a big deal.
The next one is Mirai Nikki, which is Future Diary. Future Diary is basically like a regular dude. He keeps a diary with him. The diary is on his phone, so he's just doing like his notes or whatever, his notes tab. And one day he meets this like god. Like he is the god of everything, all existence.
Space and time.
Yeah. And he decides to be like, hey, your life's kind of boring. Maybe I spice it up for you. I'll give you this phone that tells you the future. And the main character's like, yeah, okay, because in the main character's mind, the god is just his imagination. It's just, because he's so lonely and he's so, alone. Or I can't think of a better word other than another version of lonely. But it's just him having a very active imagination. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But it turns out he actually has a future diary, and it can tell the future. It can't tell super far into the future, like maybe like an hour, a couple hours maybe.
Ranges minutes to maybe an hour.
Yeah. And so he starts having to deal with that. And then, I think this is also the first episode. Turns out that there are 11 other people in the world that have a future diary. And this is actually a Hunger Games-esque scenario where you have to use your future diary to kill the other 11.
And then you win.
Yeah.
You become the god of space and time.
Yeah, if you win, you become the new god of space and time. And my question was, why doesn't everyone just not kill? It's like, well, it's not really that simple because people are very selfish,
motivated, and
they're like, I can be God. I'm killing everyone. So, and their future diaries help them, figure out where each other are, because in the beginning, no one knows who the other 11 users are. They just know there are 11 more. They don't know if they're all on the same street or if they're all on a different continent. I guess that wouldn't be true. There's only 7, so one of them have to overlap. But yeah, so that's great. It's very good. It's just good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Another one is No Game No Life. Do No Game No Life. You still haven't watched it?
I saw the first episode though, so I can actually talk about this one.
So No Game No Life is about these two siblings. It's a boy and a girl. They are literally the best gamer.
Oh yeah, they are one.
Yes, they are one. They are one gamer. They're two different people, but they're so in sync that they like tell each other that they're only one gamer, which is kind of,
they play the same person.
It's kind of savage. Yeah.
And they savage the world.
And they are literally the best gamer in the entire world. Like no one can beat them. And it's kind of ridiculous. And then it gets this thing where they're beating every game so quickly, so easily, It's like, oh, this isn't even really fun anymore. And so this pop-up comes on their computer, and it's like, hey, here's this. I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's like, hey, here's this new game, or here's this new challenge. Do you accept? And they're like, huh, challenge. I
What
accept.
challenge?
Yeah, like huh, okay, sure, new challenge. And they get like sucked into a portal that brings them to a game world.
Where
So
people challenge them to games.
it's actually a lot like Konosuba in a way.
Sounds like kaiji.
Kaiji, yeah. Anyway, yeah, in the whole world where they're in now, it's the whole society is based off of other people challenging each other to games. It's not necessarily video games. It could literally be a game of rock paper scissors, and if you win, you get something. It's you guys decide on what you're gonna wager for. Like like I think one of the first things they wager for is like a hotel room, right? Like, because they don't have enough money for a hotel room for in the new place, because obviously they don't have a place to stay.
Oh
It's
gosh, I don't even remember the first episode that
it's
much.
it's a new like
I remember like this card game that they played with this woman.
yeah. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe they needed a new hotel room, so they wagered some money, and they're like, give me your whole sack of money, your pouch or whatever, and they their video game skills transfer over, and they're still really good at least the first challenge they set.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, and it kind of goes on from there where they have to live in this world where it's like that. I have two more, Ray.
They're good stuff.
Told you they're
you
so
think
they're
good
Ray. I've watched not that much, but it's still a lot.
stuff. No, you watch some stuff that's really good.
I only watch the best.
I have one to name. Oh, no, let me stop on that. No game's pretty Japanese.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those where it's like newcomer probably won't like it just because they're not used to it.
Yeah, it's
But
also heavy on the fan service. We should also.
oh
explain
yeah,
what that
fan
is.
service. So real quick, fan service is when like it's literally
It's
fan
literally
service.
made for like appealing to one gender
Yeah,
sexually,
yeah, sexually. So like it'll show like extra cleavage or something.
or if it's like showing, if it's a fan service made for women, it would show like a bunch of half naked men.
Yeah, like
Showering or
yeah. It'll show like a bunch of dudes in like shorts
Yeah.
or something, and it's literally there just to, I don't know, make the other gender like.
More likely to watch it to see more scenes.
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
future.
Some shows take it way too far, where it's like, all right, this isn't even a show. Like, what's going on? But then some shows do it very well. Where I think No Game, and I think Konosuba does a little bit of it too.
Yeah, Konosuba, but it's like a way, like in Konosuba, it's a way to tell the story.
It's like a plot device, pretty much.
It's basically there.
Yeah, so like there are some shows that do it very well, and it's
Kill la
like
Kill is also an example.
Kill la Kill does it very well.
Kill la
Where
Kill
I
does it
think
for
I think
a
Kill la
very
Kill.
written reason.
See, because Kill la Kill has a lot of transformation sequences.
It's made like fan service in Kill la Kill to display exactly why it's like there's a reason for it in Kill la Kill.
Yeah, so
It's like how we say violence is for Last of Us.
yeah,
The fan service is for Kill la Kill.
right, yeah,
It's there for a reason that matters wholly on the meta level thought.
exactly.
It's for a message to the audience.
So
It's
you guys will have your stance. Every anime fan has their stance where it's like, I don't watch a show that has any fan service, and then some people love fan service and and their show has to have it.
yeah.
But for me, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it's like it doesn't really bother me as long as the show does it well, because it's like it's fine. It's a show.
I get sick of it
Like
after a while.
yeah.
Like I told you, like my struggles with Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail.
I'm
Yeah.
like, we don't have to have fan service like every episode, guys.
Yeah, for me, when a show has excessive fan service, it turns into like a comedy for me, where it's
Yeah.
like it's funny. It's like they know like because to me at that point they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
and like it becomes funny to me. It's like this is so ridiculous, I don't know.
I feel like see, this is the thing though. Like Shokugeki to me is like that.
What is Shokugeki?
Food Wars.
Oh, Food Wars.
Food
Okay.
Wars is like that for me because it's on purpose.
Yeah.
They do just to exaggerate how ridiculous this is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great. Fairy
Yeah.
Tail, I'm like,
Fairy Tail, they just throw it in there. It doesn't have anything to do with the story.
it has nothing to do with story. Like, oh, you cut me,
Yeah.
and then a piece of my clothes fell off.
Yeah, that's kind of fan service. That's
like-
like, all right, guys, like,
Like it's kind of cheap, guys.
yeah. So yeah, two more. One Punch Man. You guys ever watch One Punch? One Punch Man is literally about a world full of superheroes.
Heck, I'll say this is for beginners too.
One Punch Man is definitely yeah. Beginners can definitely pick this up. It's a world full of superheroes. The main dude wants to be a superhero really bad. fight villains and all that jazz. Um, and he was never really good at it, like growing up. So he got good. He was like, I'm gonna train and become a really good superhero.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. Was it like 10 miles a day?
Yeah, something like that. He trained like crazy. And it turns out now he is so good that he can kill anything and everything with only one punch.
Thus
So
One Punch Man.
thus One Punch Man. So I think in the first episode he fights that super huge dude that's like his brother's a scientist,
Yeah.
right? And like this huge dude is like stepping on buildings. He's like stepping on skyscrapers.
Like he's basically in the stratosphere in his head.
Yeah, like his head is in space. So and people are coming up trying to fight him, and you're like, there's no way. Like this dude's huge. He's so powerful. There's no. And One Punch Man, super small, like probably the size of this dude's eye. You know what I mean? Like punches him once, and he dies. Like he gets thrown, falls down, gets thrown, huge tear in his face, and he's dead. And you're like, oh, like it's a total opposite of what people probably think of anime, because I think a lot of people, when they think of anime, they think like huge fight scenes, stuff like that.
One Piece, Naruto.
Yeah,
Bleach,
where it's like, oh, the whole episode's gonna be a fight.
Dragon Ball, because in the background.
But for One Punch Man, it's just like his dilemma is that he's too powerful, like because now stuff is getting boring for him, So it's like he's trying to find a challenge anywhere, like one where he can fight for a few minutes instead of one punching everything. Like he's like, oh, this is ridiculous.
In
and
fact, he purposely weakens himself, holds back just so he fights longer.
Yeah, and even when he does that,
it's not enough.
Nope, he still kills in one punch. And then the last one is Toradora. Toradora is one of my favorite shows. Fucking love that show.
We need to rewatch that.
Yeah, we need to rewatch that. That's what I was saying, man. I think
we need to do a rewatch through this.
I think that we should do some kind of like recurring thing.
Maybe we do that.
Where we watch, where we try to watch shows with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could do that. We're just talking right now.
Yeah, But anyway, Toradora would be one of those shows we should definitely do that for, if we're gonna do that.
Definitely.
Toradora's fucking awesome.
I forgot some of it. By some, I mean most of it. I remember the basic plot of what happened, but it's a romance.
Toradora is very much like a rom-com. Yeah, rom-com. That didn't appeal to me when I saw that. I was like, rom-com, that's whack. Like, I don't want to watch no.
Actually, I think rom-coms are probably some of my favorite anime now.
Now, yeah, same. Yeah. But
like after a while, like I Toradora introduced you to that. Though.
Yes, rom-com. Yeah,
it introduced me to rom-com.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Rom-coms can be good if they're made well.
Yeah, it's just about this dude. They go to school. He's like super feared in the school.
They call him Dragon.
Yeah, and but he's just scary looking, like something in his eyes and stuff. He's not really a scary dude. He's not a violent dude.
Probably the most kind person you'll meet.
Yeah, so he just kind of lives with that. And then he lives with only his mom, which kind of turns into a plot later on in the show. But he lives with his mom.
See, I don't remember that. So.
Yeah. His mom's super nice, by the way. She's not like some deadbeat. It's just that she just didn't have... She just wasn't very lucky in school. You know what I mean? Like
I think she like works, and that's why she's not there much.
Yeah. She works at like a bar or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he's walking in school, whatever, and I think he bumps into this girl, who's like half his size. It's kind of ridiculous.
They call her Palm Top Tiger.
Palm Top Tiger, because she is like super fierce and super like will mess anyone up in the school. Like, go ahead and touch me. And so that happens, and she's just like, and this small altercation, like argument, and he's just like, oh, I don't want any trouble, and that kind of ends, and yeah, so I guess the show kind of goes on where, I don't know if this is introduced in the first episode, definitely the second episode, so it turns out that, why are you laughing?
Sorry, I just thought ridiculousness was happening in Super.
Oh, fucking watching Super.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
So basically, the main dude, there are like 4-ish main characters. There's the main dude who looks scary, the Palm Top Tiger, there's her best friend, and then there's his best friend. So it's 2 guys, 2 girls. It turns out that our main dude, I don't remember his name. I wish I remember his name. Our main dude likes
The girl's friend.
The freaking Taiga's friend. Taiga likes our main dude's friend.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, and they find it out about each other, and so they hatch this plan because they're like, don't tell anyone that I like him, and he's like, don't tell anyone that I like her. So then they hatch this plan that, hey, you're friends and I'm friends. Why don't I help you get with him? You help me get with her, that kind of thing, and that's basically the whole show where they try to do that, and it's just crazy because it's like the situations never work out, you know. Them two don't have great chemistry, you know, like,
no, they're always arguing.
Yeah, they're always arguing, like they hate each other, you know, like the only reason they're doing this is for that reason.
Yeah.
You know, like like if they didn't find this out about each other,
they would have never hung out.
Yeah, like after the first or second episode, we would have never seen them together ever again.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous, and like it gets really good, where it's like it's even to the point that I clearly remember, like, it's 26 episodes, I'm pretty sure. The first 13 are really good, and like it sets everything up, and like everything's going kind of how you would want it to.
Yeah. And
then the second 13 start, and it gets real. It's like I remember the show was like, all right, you understand what's going on, you understand the chemistry, all the characters are here. Now we're about to go in, and we're about to show you we're about to push the freaking story along.
Yeah,
and
this is
like everything starts happening all at once, and I couldn't handle it when I was watching it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Like the first 13 episodes are really good. They're probably like an 8, maybe close-ish to a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yo, the last 13 are like an 11, bro. Like it's so good. And so yeah, please watch every show we named tonight, and tell us about it
if you want to.
Every single one. That's not even possible.
I won't force you.
No, we will. We will force you.
I'm forcing you right now.
We will find out where you live, and we will put Crunchyroll on 6 screens. You watch all shows.
See. I was thinking about like an anime. This is for seasoned people though.
Seasoned.
You gotta be seasoned for this. If you can try being unseasoned, you would be turned off immediately. I was gonna talk about the Monogatari series.
Oh yeah, that's on my list.
Monogatari series, sum it up. It's very dialogue based. You must have fun reading.
And you talking about a manga?
Oh, this is anime.
Oh, okay.
This is anime. You must love reading. This is wordplay upon wordplay. If you don't look at dialogue, I'm not sure if it's dubbed or anything. I know it's subbed, definitely. Like, I'd recommend watching the subbed because it's better to read everything and to understand what's happening. This is something that will mess you up if you don't remember what's happening at all. Word choice, it depends, and everything happens. Sum it up. Start with Bake Monogatari, and there's a timeline on what you should watch after that. But Bake Monogatari is what you start with. Basically, it starts off, girl falling from the ceiling, MC catches her and realizes she weighs like nothing. Now let's get this continuing. That's how it starts.
Interesting.
Like, falls from the ceiling, like off like some stairs or whatever. Falling, she's gonna like die presumably. Main character puts out the arms to catch them, and they weigh almost like as if they were nothing.
I watched the first episode of that a few days ago.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's literally how it starts, right?
You were talking about that, and I was like, wait, I saw that somewhere before. It must have been that show.
Yeah. No, it's great. The series is great. My favorite character is a savage. I'm not gonna talk about him. It's more like a thing you have to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, it's great. This show is very dialogue heavy. Many seasons to go through. This is not this is for seasoned people, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Stated. It's points, but characters are really well made. Fan service heavy at points. Also very violent at points. This is not. You will see guts. You will see brains. You will see hearts. This is something that will go to gore levels if possible. It's also a comedy. This is what people consider a Renaissance anime.
Has everything.
It has a blend of everything you want.
That's pretty cool.
This is a great anime if you want a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this is, and it does it so well.
All right, is that it for anime? I think it is.
I think we did it so much. I want to go through Fate. That's what like way too much to explain. That's another episode to go
I mean,
through.
listen, man, it's the first episode.
You gotta start light.
Yeah, light. It's already fucking 3 hours 20 minutes.
That's light,
fucking
man.
Damn it! I had
That's
to
light.
edit this shit.
Yeah, I can help you edit.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I guess we'll get going then. Cause I unless you have anything else you wanna touch on. Have anything? Doesn't have to be anime. Anything.
Is there anything? Okay, so like Dragon Ball Super. I'm sorry,
We're not talking about Dragon Ball Super, my dude.
But like, how could they bring back something that was so old, right? Okay, let me explain. Okay, Dragon Ball, right? If you know what it is, good for you. I like the original Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, I don't like as much, but I think it's still decent enough to be passable. I thought Dragon Ball's a masterpiece of what's supposed to be martial arts. Masterpiece of martial arts, manga, anime. It's done its job well, completely. Anyway, so like in Dragon Ball Z, there's this transformation that the main character Goku goes through called Kaioken, taught by the Elder Kai, right? And it eventually becomes useless once he unlocks Super Saiyan, which is like the one big meme of Dragon Ball Z. Like unlocking his true potential, it's like, oh, I'm a Super Saiyan.
Right.
Like Kaioken eventually becomes useless to him. And as I'm watching Super in the background, I see him go to Kaioken times 10. And I'm like, why? I'm like, didn't Kaioken become literally useless after a certain point in like Dragon Ball Z and in GT as well? Because people don't count GT. And even in the movies. It's like eventually in GT, like, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 was like top tier.
Right.
Pre like 4 and when you were in Z, 3 was top tier. Kaioken was at the bottom of the list of the transformations to go to.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was watching Super, like he's in whatever Super Saiyan Blue is what it's called now. Instead of 4, they have Super Saiyan Blue, which I guess is the new top one. So Super Saiyan Blue, and he's in Super Saiyan Blue, and then he proceeds to say Kaioken times 10, and then he actually does Kaioken, and I'm like, that technique is so old though.
Right.
Like he doesn't use that after a certain point. So apparently, like I don't know if like Toriyama just wanted to bring it back or something. But I mean, hey, I'm just annoyed.
Is that it? Are you done?
I feel like it was something that was overshadowed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I guess I'll do my outro that I have planned then.
Did you make an outro?
Kind of. Just a few things that I'll mention at the end every time, just, you know, give you guys the information you need.
We have a Kickstarter?
We do not have a Kickstarter because
We have a Patreon.
I was actually born without feet. So that is super insensitive for you mentioning that.
Don't lie to them. You have to.
And please get off my podcast.
Who am
No,
I
I'm
again?
just kidding. I don't know. I was gonna do the whole radical thought thing. You think I should?
What's radical thought?
That was like where I say stuff, but we don't really talk about music that much this episode though.
No.
I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it in there. So
Say your radical animal thought.
Well, I don't have any anime thoughts.
Is that radical?
I'll try to think of one while I'm saying my music ones.
Say your music.
So for anyone here that, you know, I thought of this thing I would do before I was doing the podcast where I would do like this thing called Radical Thoughts. It's a stupid name, but it's just because I want to share some stuff that
You can make a radical thought.
I don't think we're not doing Radical Thoughts. You can do Radical Thoughts. It's just some stuff that I think about sometimes that I think that it goes against popular opinion, and I just want to throw it out there to stir some conversation, some debate, something like that. Make everyone hate me, and then all our sub count goes to 0. It's already at 0, so it's not that bad, right?
Start from the bottom, now we're here.
Start from the bottom, go back to where we are. So my 2 music ones, I'll try to think of anime ones after this, or maybe there will be no anime ones.
You
I don't
probably
know.
can't think of any though. I've watched a lot of terrible things.
It's not necessarily me say that something is good or something is bad.
No, I mean I was gonna say something that's good.
Oh, well, if you have
Well,
any,
I think
if
it's
you have any when I'm done, that'd be great.
Yeah.
My 2 music ones are, so we all know who Nicki Minaj is, right? You know who Nicki Minaj.
Who is?
You know who Nicki Minaj is, you fuck.
Yeah.
Are you messing with me?
Yeah, I do know.
Okay, so Nicki Minaj,
So
female rapper, right? People love her.
I don't consider her a rapper. People can say that.
People do consider her a rapper. No, she's actually a pretty good rapper.
Like, her newer stuff is definitely rap. Older stuff makes rap.
I just wanted to
Small
say that Nicki Minaj is not the best female rapper alive. She's not the best one still making music.
Oh,
If
you
you
showed me this.
if you think that, you are wrong. And I understand music is subjective, so maybe I'm wrong. But
You usually explain why though. In
if
your
you
opinion.
if you guys like female rap specifically, which is kind of weird, but if you like female rappers specifically, which isn't as weird, please listen to Rhapsody. She just dropped an album. Some say it's the album of the year, not the female album of the year, the album of the year. Um, she would murk Nicki Minaj. Like, it's not even a joke.
Wait, who?
Rhapsody.
Oh, okay.
She is signed to Jay-Z.
Was that when you showed me?
No.
No.
Did I show you any female rapper stuff?
You showed me one a couple days ago.
Did I? I don't remember.
You said this person what you consider the best.
Who's considered the best female rapper? Who did I show you? Anyway, I'll just think about it after.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Snow the Product. If you don't know Snow the Product and you like female rappers, she will also murk Nicki Minaj on a track. She did this one track with King Crooked, who I talked about earlier. It's just wild. So, any people think Nicki Minaj is the best female rapper, you're by far wrong in terms of just lyricism, you know what I mean? That's it. You can fight me. I'll probably lose. My other one, I only had 2. I didn't have like 14. It's not my anime list.
My list is huge.
My other one is that, so everyone knows rap is very divided. You know, like people like rappers who focus on lyrics, and people like rappers who have like good beats, like club hits,
You're
that kind of
lyrical.
thing. Yeah, I definitely lean more towards people who like lyrics. Some of my favorite rappers. I was gonna name some of my favorite rappers this episode,
Mhm.
but then I didn't want to, because I was like, this isn't really gonna be that much of a music episode.
You should have.
I'll do that. I don't want to.
Maybe
do
not
that
with
right
me
now.
though.
I don't want to do that. That's why I was like, I don't want to do it right now. But I talked about Eminem earlier in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's very lyrical. But the reason people like, I guess they're classified as like mumble rappers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people like their beats. Well, I would argue that lyricists make better songs on mumble rap beats than mumble rappers do. Like, I mean, one of the prime examples of that is, if you guys don't know who Royce the 5'9" is, he just dropped Bar Exam 4, and every single beat, it's like 15 tracks maybe, every single beat on that album is a trap beat. You know, it has the Broccoli beat, it has a Lil Yachty beat, has a Lil Uzi Vert beat, it has some better ones, like he chops up DNA from Kendrick, he chops up Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It with Jay-Z, but like most of those are like trap, like new age beats, and this dude has been in the game for like 20 years and he kills every one of those beats. So I'll just argue that everyone who thinks that, oh, I like mumble rap because they know how to write towards mumble rap beats, you're wrong. They're not the best at all. They really don't know what they're doing with the beats. So those are my 2 things. I just wanted to tell people that how wrong they are. Not really. I could be wrong. I don't know. Whatever. Did you think of anything?
Oh, for what?
You want to do your radical thoughts?
Oh, my radical thought?
Yeah.
Other than say what I normally say and be like, Sword Art's not that bad.
Sword Art? Sword Art Online you're talking about.
Yeah, Sword Art
the
Online
anime.
is not that bad as people think it is.
Yeah, I haven't watched Sword Art, but from my outside perspective, people hate Sword Art with a passion.
I think it's...
Like people say Sword Art is like the worst anime ever.
I don't think it's the worst. I think there's much worse out there. I obviously haven't seen the much worse, but I mean, like...
I've just heard that like first half is good, second half is garbage.
That's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I've heard.
The person who makes Sword Art obviously knows what he's doing. He knows how to open out the story, how to make it look really nice and intense. And I guess not intense, but like I guess incentivized and keep continuing it. But it's literally exactly that. The first 50% of the show is amazing, and then the second 50% show is terrible. And he does it again with the second season, where the first 50% is really good. Second 50% is not that good.
Right.
But that's what I argue when I see it.
So yeah, that's that.
It's not that the show is terrible. It's just that what you remember of it, the more recent stuff, is terrible.
Right. That happens a lot.
If you remember the beginning, you're like, oh, well, that's great.
So yeah, I guess that's it.
It's my radical thought.
Radical thought.
Coming from Defenestrate with you.
Yeah, Defenestrate. Fucking it's God. So yeah, I mean, we talked about music, games, and anime pretty much. For all you that wanted more of something, sorry, like maybe next episode.
You can request, doesn't mean we'll listen to you.
Yeah, request. I'm not as harsh as Ray. I'm not gonna say what he just said. But please request stuff if that's what you want.
If I know nothing about it.
Yeah,
you can bet I'm not gonna research it.
Yeah, like you can request subjects or you can request certain stuff.
Like I may have to do research. Depends if I feel like doing it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what the comments are for. If y'all want to comment, do whatever. Throughout the week, stuff happens that I might miss. Like, if Tupac comes back from the grave and you want us to talk about that, just tell us.
Tupac's not dead, Tyler.
If Tupac comes back from Cuba and he lands in LAX,
there you go.
And he wants to talk about it, just tell us. We probably will. We also have a Twitter. I made that the other day.
You did?
Snatched it up. Yeah. Wow. It's really stupid. It's just the creatives. Except there's a lot of underscores.
You've done more work than I did.
It's _the_creatives_, which is really dumb.
Because of
but
XX creatives XX.
I tried. I'm not. No, we're not doing X's. It's really dumb to say, so I put it in the video. I put it in the description. Follow me or don't. Well, it's not me. It's the podcast. Follow the podcast or don't. Whatever. But that's another place where you guys can, ask questions, leave good or bad comments. I won't delete them. Not a bitch. You can leave the worst comments you want.
I'll delete them.
He's not gonna delete them. Don't say that. It's also a place where I'll probably tweet out when the next episode is up. Not today, obviously, because you all know about it.
I mean, you can try subscribing if you want to. I think we're boring.
Yeah.
But I think you should not subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, guys. I mean, you don't have to.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I can't really make you subscribe. I can't make you follow Twitter, but oh yeah, the Twitter. What was I saying? Yeah, I'll say when the podcast is up. I might tease the topics that we're gonna talk about. I might tease the guest. Today was Rayman. Next week will probably be Rayman.
It's gonna be me for a while. You're gonna be bored.
Well, after the next episode, I might get a few more people. So, because we'll be going back home.
Are you right?
I might get a few more people. So the few weeks after that might be different people.
Maybe we'll get Jim.
We might get Jim. You should have Dr. Jim, or
no.
or Jim Jolony.
Jim Jolony.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say his name.
We're not gonna explain who Jim Jolony is. But you will meet him. At the very latest, you will meet him.
Like around Thanksgiving-ish.
In 2017, you will meet Jim Jolony. I'll say that. How many weeks are left? There's like 7 weeks left of 2017. In the next 6 episodes, you will meet Jim Jolony. Hopefully, if we can get him on, right?
Jim Jolony will be
see what he's
the
doing.
best person for this.
That's one thing we can do during break.
We can get Jim Jolony.
Oh shit. Okay, so that's a thing. So comments, Twitter, talk about whatever you want, suggest topics or don't. I mean,
you guys know already for college students.
We'll talk about whatever. Yeah, we're college students. I'm 35 years old.
I'm 97.
Neither of those are true.
That's for privacy.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Oh, there's one more thing I almost forgot. If you guys didn't already turn off, one more thing. I want to do every episode this thing called Bring Your Own Song. What's so funny?
I'm gonna try to figure out what to bring every time.
God damn it! All right, that's just the name I gave it. It's very creative. Don't take it. I copyrighted it. Because I listen to a lot of music and I want to share music with all you people. Music that you might not have heard before.
Things that most people will heard.
And my guest, I ask them to bring a song maybe they like. So my guest will go first because my song is probably better than my guest's song because he said he was looking it up before the podcast today.
Yeah, I was.
So what song did you... So, and how this is going to work is, at least this episode, I haven't decided yet. On future episodes, this episode, I'm not going to play it in the episode. I'll I'll leave it in the video, or I'll leave the name and stuff in the video, and then in the description I'll have a link to it. Um, it's just first episode. I just didn't feel like doing that this episode, but maybe future episodes we'll actually play it in the video, and we can all listen to it. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. And if you don't like music, this is where you can turn it off, I guess. So.
Man, I hope those people who are the anime fans, who aren't the anime fans.
Yeah, who like music and like video games but hate anime are still listening, so they can listen to the song at the end.
It just so happens that like you already said.
Yeah. Well, from now on, like people should know and be like, oh, this is kind of the format, I guess.
This is a pilot. That's why everything's like kind
Yeah.
of out of order.
It's a pilot, and the pilot is jumping out of the plane without a parachute.
He actually defenestrated himself out of the plane.
Defenestrated. You can't open the windows in the plane though. So anyway, so Ray, you want to say what your song is, and the artwork, the name, the artist will be in the video, and then in the description will be a link.
I'm changing my song because I found a better one in my head.
Okay, I have no idea what your song is.
I was gonna say Porter Robinson's Shelter.
Porter Robinson's Shelter. I know what that is.
Yeah.
That is amazing. It's anime, so.
But is
all you people that didn't like anime, this is kind of there, so I'm sorry.
It's also not anime though. But the song was released way before the music video.
Yeah. You're right.
The music video was only made recently.
You guys should definitely watch the music video though. I will definitely link the music video one because that's the best link.
It tells a story.
It's great.
It's like Up.
The song is great. Let me tell you what.
Give you shelter.
Yeah. I don't really want to describe the songs. I'll just say.
That's my
here's
one
the
line.
thing. No. I wasn't saying that. I was getting in my own head, thinking of what I wanted to do. But it's only a few minutes. Just listen to the song. You know what I mean? Or don't. You don't have to. But it's a really good song. The animation of the music video is really good. It's some of the best animation I've ever seen, and it's just a freaking music video. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. Mine is it's called Lucille by Denzel Porter. Wait, what? Before I go on, what genre would you say yours is?
Mine?
Yeah, would you say it's like?
It's more like a pop type of thing.
Like a pop song?
I think it's pop.
Okay.
I don't know if people like it's like a.
Right. I would say it's definitely pop.
Yeah, it's pop.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would.
Maybe like some kind of like alternative, maybe, or something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there so you guys know a little bit about the song before clicking on it. Mine is rap, cause, and it's a good song. It's a diss track. The artist is currently in a beef, with another great artist that I like. So it's really cool to see two artists you like going at each other, cause it's like the best will get drawn out of them. You know what I mean? And this song is really good. The music video is great. It's named Lucille because it's the video is in the style of like The Walking Dead. If you guys don't know what The Walking Dead is, please watch it. I'll talk about that in another episode because Walking Dead's great. But it's a great song. It's very lyrical. It's very like kind of in your face, and I don't know. It's good. I should listen to it. So with that, Ray, I guess that's it. This has been a really short episode. It's only been 5 minutes.
This is actually our shortest episode.
If you've watched longer than 5 minutes, why? Please comment below why. No, but yeah, I guess we'll see you next week, or we won't see you, I guess.
You can.
If you want to know where we live,
don't
just Google it, and then come to our house, and then we can see you.
Okay, I live in the middle of Antarctica.
He lives in the middle of Antarctica. I live on the outside of Antarctica.
So you know where we are. He's in the ocean.
Yeah, so just look that up. And our podcast set is right in the middle of our two homes.
Yeah. So this is a polar bear,
Yes.
they live around there, and it's really dangerous
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
We're actually in the middle of an igloo I built.
This
took 9 months.
If you look up and you see the sky, you've gone too far.
You can't see sky. You have to see ice above you.
If you see ice, you haven't gone far enough. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we'll see you. I'm trying to upload these on Monday. So I'll probably edit it tomorrow. It won't be a lot of editing, cause I don't really care.
I just feel bad for you having to listen to all
But you think
5 minutes of this?
You think I want to re-listen to it? You're funny. there ain't nothing I gotta cut out. I didn't listen to this shit.
No, to find the links.
Fuck!
Though.
I do have to re-listen to it. Fuck. All right. So next episode will be 6 minutes.
Yo, maybe we should actually have a timed segments.
No, I mean,
We set a timer up and we're like.
No, I mean, no, we're not gonna time, guys.
We should have a time limit.
If you want shorter episodes, tell us. We probably won't listen to you on that because we're just trying to do like a free flow type thing. You know what I mean? If you guys really don't like that, then listen to another podcast. Cause I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. So I guess we'll see you. This should go up Monday, so you should be listening to us on Monday or after. And the next episode will be next Monday. You know, I said I'll tweet about it when it's up, sometime in the afternoon. And yeah, bye. I guess. Like, why are you listening to us? Go listen to something else now.
Maybe they won't like us. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know.
No, I really hope you guys like our podcast. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be different stuff every week.
I at least hope you don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and if you do hate it, why don't you tell us why, and then we'll change it.
I'm not saying to subscribe. I'm just saying you don't have to subscribe, and
Yeah.
all you have to do is just look up the channel every Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Tuesday if it comes up late.
No, but seriously, like, so if you like us, subscribe, please.
If you don't, well.
If you still like us, follow the Twitter. You know, ask us questions, suggest topics. Everything will be good. You know, I mean, it'll be like we're a family and we all hate each other, 'cause that's what families do.
Yeah, family just hates each other. You know, there's no actual liking anyone in the family. It's just how long you can tolerate them.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll see you next Monday then.
That's not my actual opinions, guys. Please don't take that.
I'm gonna cut Ray off because he's talking about nonsense. So episode's over. I'm not keeping his bye-bye. Right now you're not actually listening to this because I cut this out. I stopped recording, bitch. Oh no, I didn't stop recording. Fuck.